This is Sports Radio 560, WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and WQAM.com for the world. Sports Radio 560, WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, call 567-0560, toll-free for Dade and Broward, or pound 560 on your cell phone. The opinions of Neil, his guests, callers, or anyone else on the show do not necessarily reflect those of WQAM, Beasley Reed Acquisitions, or the Beasley Broadcast. Now, Neil Rogers on Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Holy cow.
Now, the new iMac has built-in video editing.
Mom, what's this big file labeled all fours?
Don't open that one, Billy. That's not for you.
Oh, Michael, I feel so nice.
Oh, my.
Bad,
Mom,
bad
and who's that
boy.
guy?
Close that
You're
file. Close
bad
it.
boy.
New, easy-to-use, affordable video editing on the iMac.
Oh, no.
Just another reason why you should buy some good password protection software.
Billy?
I think I'm blind.
Password protection software. It's a good investment.
Okay, 10:01 at 560 WQM. Happy Tuesday to you. So have you had it? Have you had it or what? Huh? Special sections in both newspapers, hours and hours and hours of coverage. It goes on and on. My hat's off to Tim Robbie, by the way. I had a radio accident this morning. I didn't get my CD in the thing fast enough, and I was listening to the worst team, listening to the guys this morning, and Tim Robbie calls in. One of the few guys in his town with any balls to tell it like it is. And evidently he had a call at home, misquoting as usual. This happens all the time. Third-hand information, misquoting what they had said, or maybe accurately quoting what they had said, but they just backed away from it. Who knows? But at any rate, so Tim Robbie comes on here and says, well, yeah, you're right. We didn't get along with Baldy, with Wayne, because when he changed the name of the stadium, nobody in the Robbie family was too happy with that. In other words, basically what he was saying about Wayne.
He's an asshole.
And then when it came to Jimmy not being there yesterday, Tim Robbie was the one who had the balls to say, yeah. He's
an asshole.
Yeah, that too. And when they asked him about Danny and Jimmy's relationship, there you go again, Jimmy and Danny and Jimmy. He was the one that had the balls on that show to say, yeah, it was strained to say the least. In other words, like I've said, they hated each other like poison. Nice going there, Tim Robbie. One of the few guys in this town with the balls to tell it like it is. Everybody in this town's got to dance around the edges, and, well, they weren't very close, and they had their conflict. They hated each other like poison. And where did you hear that? Who do you hear that from first?
Oh, God.
That's right, even on the non-sports show, such as this. Wait a minute, let me get our poll results. And thanks to the Macaroni Grill, even though this isn't specifically for us, but nevertheless, for some good stuff, some bow tie pasta and chicken here this morning. Nice going, boys. Love the Macaroni Grill. And when we all ate there the other night, we didn't have, Shufro didn't get up there and do that Old Man River for us, which was very depressing. But we still love you guys. Poll question yesterday, what show do you listen to in the afternoon? Guess who won it?
Hey, stupid.
That's right. Not even close. 218 out of 497 votes. The Humper, 43.8%. Now, how do you like that? It would seem to me the morning guys, I realize they're up against Howard, but even if you took Howard out of the mix, do they still do very well there?
No.
No, compared to our audience, not too great. Not too much of a turnover in that morning show. But with Hank, almost half our audience sticks around in the afternoon because they're stuck on us.
That was funny.
Other gets second. And see, we're in a dilemma about this because we're trying to figure out what are we leaving out. Somebody yesterday said Magic 102.7. Okay, so maybe they got a few old farts. They want to hear the really bad selection of the same old oldies that they keep playing on there over and over again. After that, shockingly enough, it was Stupid Talk. Liz Wild, penis, vagina, penis, with 30 votes at 6%. Far short of Rick and Suds' 22% when we did the poll on the morning show. Didn't they have you at 22%? Not too good, Liz, sweetheart. Penis. Zeta had 22, that's 4%. Big had the 19, almost 4%. Power 96 had 8. How do you like that? Who do we appreciate? Smegma had 8. Coast had 7, Kiss had 7, Y100 had 6, and XDJ had none. So where do all the Julios go? That's the question. Out of those other, there must be a lot of Julios in that list who go someplace else, like maybe Radio Romancia or Radio Amor or any place where you can roll your tongue. They like rolling that tongue, baby, I'll tell you right now. Our poll question for tomorrow, and of course this should be a no-brainer, but nevertheless, you never know. Should marijuana be legalized? Don't you think that we already know the outcome of that? But you never know. There might be some fuddy-duddies in this audience. There might be some real assholes out there. Here's our first call on Tuesday in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil, hi.
It's election day. Yes, sir.
Yes, and that's what I'm calling about. The
Really?
Sun Sentinel editorial board reminds voters that it has made the following recommendations. Here it goes, Neil.
Screw them. I got it right in front of me.
Proposed county charter amendment to create the post of elected county mayor. And Neil says?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Neil.
Okay.
But the Sun Sentinel says?
Yeah, the Sun Sentinel.
Yes!
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But we all say
No.
And you want to know one of the reasons that we say?
No.
You want to know the main reason?
Ken Jenny.
Ken Jenny, but even worse than Ken Jenny and a worse complexion and a worse bald spot, the number one contributor to the pro-mayor, the pro-strong mayor referendum was Wayne Hypinga, $50,000. How do you like that?
We don't like that, Neil.
You want to know why he's doing that? Because it's a lot easier to get to one person than it is to a whole commission, a whole bunch of people. So
absolutely.
he wants to put his own little pawn in there, his own little dictator, and we just say
No.
to Wayne every single time.
Just keep saying
No.
all day, Neil.
Okay,
thanks. Bye.
And they're going to have a really paltry turnout because, what's the point of having these primaries state by state? This is an anachronism. It's outdated. It's a dinosaur. Have a day for a national primary. All the states vote on the same day instead of all these ego trips between these stupid little states like New Hampshire and Iowa and Delaware and all this other crap. Screw that. If you want to do it the right way. And also, of course, that cuts down on all this campaign spending. That's what they keep talking about being reformers. Cut down on all that crap. You have to be a trillionaire or be controlled by a bunch of trillionaires to be able to get the money to continue going from one state to another state. It's an endurance contest. It's not a real series of elections. It's an endurance frickin' contest. So here we got a presidential primary today with Gore and Bush, and the others is all window dressing on there. Are we going to vote for Alan Keyes? That militant right-wing Schwarzer? Sure, why not? But it's a joke. It's safe. So we're going to have a real small turnout, which, on the one hand could be good if everybody goes out there and votes on that one issue there. Now, let's see. That's legislative. Just to clarify, legislative question 1. Proposed county charter. This is in Broward only. Proposed county charter amendment to create the post of elected county mayor, expand the county commission from 7 to 9 members, and elect commissioners from separate districts. The Sun Sentinel says vote yes, and like this very articulate, right on the ball caller said, no is the way you should vote on that. No to the strong mayor. No to Wayne Huizenga. No to Ken Jennings.
No.
Because even though he's behind in the polls that they've taken so far, if they do get this strong county mayor for Broward, he's going to be not only throwing his hat in the ring, but his and all the rest of them too. So if there's any chance that we should have a goddamn fascist dictator, let's nip it in the bud before we have a chance. So that means on county question 1, which expands the county commission from 7 to 9 members and elects commissioners from separate districts without adding a county mayor. Without the county mayor, Sun Sentinel says vote no. We say vote yes. Yeah. See, and one more good reason besides Wayne and Ken Jenny is the fact that the Sun Sentinel says one thing, you obviously ought to do the other. Just like the thing with a goddamn ballpark and just like the thing with casino gambling, everything else that they recommend. Whatever they say, do the opposite, and you'll be safe. We'll all be safe. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
Hey, I missed yesterday's show.
Do I have a log, by the way? Do I have any? George is more concerned about food this morning than the show, and I would agree with that. But anyway.
You better warn him now. The weight's coming on. Anyways, I missed yesterday's show, and I was wondering whether you bought a gun or not.
Whether I bought a gun or not?
Yeah.
The poll was even Steven. We had 1,046 votes. 543 said yes, I should buy one, and 543 said no. And somebody called and asked me yesterday, and I said, none. I said, that's for everybody to guess and me to know.
Good for you.
Isn't that the way to do it?
Absolutely.
You bet.
Neil lives for Neil.
Okay.
Later.
See ya. That's the way to do it. So, you can wonder, you can think that you know, and maybe you know, and maybe you don't know. How do you like that? Anybody out there want to hear any more about Danny Boy?
No.
Any more about why wasn't Jimmy there?
No.
Danny and Jimmy. I mean, that's the only things that's been going on in this town for months and months and months now. And I salute the Sun Sentinel for one thing. They squeezed 22 pages, mostly ads, out of their special tribute to Dan Marino, whereas the Herald only squeezed out a paltry 16 and far fewer ads. So nice going there in the Sun Sentinel. 22 pages with their special commemorative issue about Danny Boy. On and on and on. I mean, we loved Danny. He was great. He was a wonderful guy. Never stole a freight train, et cetera, and so on. He had those weird lips, but that's it. He was a football player. It's like a DD thing in this town, dolphin disease. I wonder if we have anybody in this audience who doesn't care about Dan Marino. Think so? Let's see right now. 5670560. Huh? It's got to be just me and George. Not, I shouldn't say I don't care, but I mean, I don't care anymore. Can I put it a little more tactfully?
I don't give a shit anymore.
That's right. That's how I feel. See, they all care. There's not one person calling on there about that.
No portion of this broadcast may be reproduced without the express written permission of WQAM Beasley Reed Acquisition Corp.
Neil Rogers got.
I'm not a baby. I'm not a baby. I'm not a baby. The way guys look at me is obscene. Not jailbait that you're glad. I'm not a baby. I finally turned 18. And I'm scantily clad, yeah. Horny, all you want to do is me. Not a baby, but I'm really hot. Wow, it's because I'm out to see I used to be. And there, this schoolgirl dress way above my knees. When you think of what you do to me, remember that I'm legal, baby, that's no crime. Deliciously different marijuana. Deliciously different marijuana.
All right. 10:15 at 560 WQAM. That's our poll question today. Should marijuana be legalized? Yes or no? We're not talking about medical marijuana. We're just talking about in general. And if somebody votes no on that, I'm going to be really pissed off. But at any rate, somebody probably will. You'll see that's the reason I'm doing it, because I think you may be surprised that a lot of people out there are well brainwashed. Evil. So anyway, speaking of NeilRogers.com, now what is it that Eric wants us to do?
A broadcast test. Click on the yellow box.
Broadcast test. Yeah, click on your yellow box.
And see if it works.
Well, what do you mean see if it works?
If it works, like, call over here and say, hey, yeah, it works, or no, it doesn't.
In other words, he's not sure that they're going to be able to hear it?
Well, they want to know, he wants to find out how many people we can actually accommodate per site.
Oh, I see. So everybody click on your yellow box on NeilRogers.com. Go to our website, NeilRogers.com, click on the yellow box to listen, and we'll see how many people we can accommodate, because we need a big wide one, and the bandwidth, too, to accommodate all the people. If we're going to do this thing when a Marlin game is like tomorrow, we won't be able to do it yet, but like starting next week, I think we have a Marlin game on Monday. Tomorrow we got a Marlins exhibition game. The Cardinals at the Marlins, 12:50 in the afternoon. Are you excited about that?
No.
Are you ready for it?
No.
Can you handle it?
No.
Come on. Here's a mobile in North Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Yes, sir.
I could care less about Dan Marino.
Really?
Yes. But you knew it was going to happen. It just goes to show you where our priorities set.
Uh-huh.
The lead story on all of your local news was Dan Marino.
And the same people that have been writing stories about it every goddamn day, they write another story. Dave Hyde, Eddie the Pope, every one of these people, it's like a series.
Well, they're just regurgitating all over themselves.
And Eddie the Pope says on the front page of the Herald, Icon's exit leaves us with a load of memories, feeling a little older. Do I feel older?
No.
I feel one day older than I felt yesterday. In fact, I feel the same.
They even narrowed it down to the fact that he gave an 8-minute speech. I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
In the meantime, you got this guy, Stephen Alt, who killed those two little girls.
Right, they're going to fry his ass, so they're going to give him a little shot.
Yeah.
He's got a shot.
They gave him a little small article. They buried the story in the middle of the newspaper. In the meantime, like you said, we get 20 pages of garbage.
And here we got an election today in the state, a statewide election, even though the presidential thing is kind of moot. But we got all these other issues on the ballots all over the state, and we got Danny Boy on the front page again.
Well, I think that's because they want low voter turnout, because of the fact that if you have low voter turnout,
it's easier to manipulate.
That and the chances of them pushing through this strong mayor crap for Ken Jenny is going to work.
Just say
no.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a great day.
And back to you. There's a guy who doesn't care about Dan Marino. I mean, it's not that he doesn't care about him. He just don't want to hear about him. You think line 4 might be screwed up today? Oh, it is. And Bluff says we can't disconnect. You see, one thing we're finding out, I don't want to let anybody off the hook because it's still their responsibility in this godforsaken place. One thing we're discovering is that maybe half of the phone problems that we're having in the studio here on this show are a direct result of internal stuff going on inside this building and being connected to the other goddamn phone system that they use on the sports shows the other 20 hours a day in the other room. which is, of course, as everybody knows, like most of the equipment here in the Beasley Company, a piece of crap. Yeah, unadulterated crap, swill, Schmidt, you name it, garbage. So that line's not working. What about line 8? Oh! So in other words, we got an extra special deal going on here today with the phone. How do you like them apples, huh? And, of course, the new Telos, which we have the instrument sitting in here, but the Telos people at the phone company out there in San Jose or wherever the hell they are, they can't get the right software shipped, and, well, they're going to do this, and they're going to do that, and so now Friday it looks like they'll be shipping it out. Today's only March 14. Remember we were going to have all of this in here on February 14? 1 month to the day. We got it?
No.
No. Is the phone system working today?
No.
Is it all screwed up?
Yes.
But the good news,
Is it a piece of crap?
Yes.
The good news is what?
the broadcast test seems to be going very well.
All right. Nice going there, Eric, baby. Let's just say screw this place and do the show on the computer. Chris, we'll still need a phone system. We'll put our own goddamn phones in. We'll get out of this place. This godforsaken place where they can't put a phone system in that works. Nice going there, Beasleys, the wannabe broadcasters. And, boy, last time I checked 12 and 3/16 yesterday, that stock was taking a big crap. Wow. You could smell it. I clicked that thing on there on the, and by the way, I still love the Roadrunner. That thing is faster than Squirt Peter North, I'll tell you that right now. Faster and straighter and wilder. Just great. Instantaneous. 5670560. See, what they should be celebrating yesterday is the biggest sports story in town. Is it about Dan Marino?
No.
No, Chris Wells traded to the Rangers.
Oh!
We finally cut the umbilical cord. It says in both newspapers, the worst trade in the history of professional sports finally is ended. That grotesque November 19, 1996 trade, Stu Barnes and Jason Woolley for the unctuous Chris Wells. Not a bad guy. He just couldn't play the goddamn game. He couldn't skate. He couldn't shoot. He couldn't pass. He couldn't do squat. But he looked good sitting in a suit in the stands, and then he looked much better in the minor leagues at much reduced salary. And now he's been traded to the Rangers for future considerations, meaning that the Panthers will get a low-round draft pick if he plays a certain number of games for the Rangers, and if not, they won't get nothing. So basically, they gave him away. He's going, bye-bye, Chrissy. That's the big sports story right there. What are you punching? They're still not working?
They're working on it, though.
They're working on it.
There's a voodoo ritual.
They got it out right now, and they're working on it. That's what Donnie B said. Donnie B wants somebody to show him where it is, and then he'll get it out and work on it. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, I just wanted to...
yes, sir.
I just wanted to reaffirm or let you know that I felt the same way about you thinking that Dan Marino had a lot of class, but for other reasons. And what he said yesterday, that asked if he would coach any teams today, he says, I can't coach those players.
Right.
That was a perfect example of what real class is.
Yeah, he was saying, well, basically he was saying, I can't coach this bunch of uncivilized, barbaric, criminal gangsters. Right.
Being completely honest,
mm-hmm.
as opposed to what we have with regard to everyone else in the sport.
Yeah, they all got to tiptoe around the edges. All got to do a little politically correct tap dance, even the sports guys.
Imagine that, somebody saying what they actually feel.
That's what makes this such a bush league town, is that you get into a real market and you get guys that write columns in the paper or they get on the air, and if somebody deserves getting an ass ripped, they'll really do it. Here, nobody dares to do that. They just tiptoe around the tulips because they want everybody to like them. Just like Joe Rose said to Defoe this morning. He wants everybody to like him. You know, life doesn't work that way.
And second of all, with regard to your phone system, my condolences. In our office, we're having the same problem, and it's taken us 3 weeks to get any piece of equipment from anybody.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not your company. Maybe it's just the whole friggin' industry.
Yeah, that could be it. It's only 2.5 years, and we're still working on it. Have a great day, pal.
You too. Bye.
Good luck. The phone companies suck. Everybody sucks. Monica sucks. Everybody sucks, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, suck this. 5670560. Boy, this is really good stuff.
Good breakfast.
And like I told you off the air, the thing that really makes this, the bow tie pasta with the chicken, is the sun-dried tomatoes. Boy, do I love sun-dried tomatoes.
Uh-huh.
Boy, is that good.
Better than those blow-dried tomatoes.
Yeah. See what I say? Everybody blows. That's what I just got through saying. Everybody blows, sucks, something like that. How's line 4 doing, by the way? Oh, I do like that sound, though. Dead. It's kind of that usual wild. This is just very quiet. Sound of silence. What's that?
I just goosed it up a little.
Oh, you goosed it a little. Oh, listen to that. That must be the Geldy pot you just opened up. That real sibilant sounding squeaky sound, yeah. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello.
Does a woman's vote count?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well.
What's that all about? What's with this phone?
Can you hear me?
They must have the pot open again in the other room or something. Go in there and beat Donnie B over the head with a baseball bat. I hear you, but the phone is just a piece of crap in here.
Yeah, it sounds like a tin can.
Right.
I like the way the Romans did it when the gladiator failed. And when he did great, he lived like a king, like Marino has lived. But when he failed, they hung him up on a cross and they killed his family.
Uh-huh.
And not that we have to do that, but why should we glorify the guy who failed at the end? I mean, why should we say he quit because of health and family? He quit because he failed.
That's terrible. That's sacrilegious.
But it's true.
He was old. What do you want from the guy? What do you mean he failed?
Well, I mean, I like the way the Romans
He was
did it.
old and infirm. He was done. He was the tank was empty.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
You're right.
Be nice to him, for crying out loud. He never beat the crap out of anybody that we know of.
Well, he lived too well for what he did.
Okay, well, that's a good point.
And I vote yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay, then go smoke one and calm down a little bit. Mellow out, little sweetheart. I'm saying I'm not looking for people to rip him. I'm just saying, does anybody not care? She's ripping him a big, fat rectum. Okay, but she had a point. 5, 6, 7. So what the hell was that? Nothing is open in there?
Nothing.
So we have all kinds of new wrinkles today.
Yes.
Yeah. With the phone system being all screwed up. Just after we went through a couple of days, see, when you get a false sense of security around here and you think that everything's working okay, how about that Chris Wells being given away to the Rangers? Yeah. Here's the statistics on that. Stu Barnes with 80 million goals and assists. Jason Woolley with 20 trillion goals and assists for the Sabres. And here we got Chris Wells with squat. No bananas, no goods. 141 games played since that trade. 7 putrid goals, 18 assists. 25 points. Barnes with 165, Woolley with 142. That's 307 points. And here's Chris Wells, 25 points. And by the way, have we seen any good today? The trading deadline at 3 this afternoon in the National Hockey League. Seen BM doing anything?
No.
Anything going on?
No.
Any big names?
No.
No. The big deal that we made, the big transaction, we got rid of Chris Wells. Boy, oh boy, Mr. BM, is this the best you can do?
Uh-huh.
The spokesman, you're falling on hard times. I just don't get it. Because if they think that they can sit pat with this hand, boy, I wouldn't scratch your rectum with that hand. 26 past 10 at 560 WQAM.
Get Bush back to move. Get Bush back to move.
Yeah. What are you looking at me like that for?
Like what?
Didn't you get the message? He said,
Get Bush back to move.
yeah. What part didn't you understand?
I guess I didn't hear it the first time.
Oh, the Bush part?
Man, she's a hot one, but even hotter with her pants undone. I hear a whisper in my ear, let's have some fun, and I can't stay cool. Some shaving creamer, maybe some edge or some Noxzema. Do the shavings complete her, and there is her groove. And if she says that she ain't bare enough, then we'll shave again until the stuff that she has is gone and better suits her mood. 'Cause now she's so smooth, there ain't no grass on the runway. It's all been cleared. It looks exactly like a sheep that when it just got sheared. Your boy's been depleted. Now you're looking smooth. Yeah, keep it that way every day, or else forget about it.
Okay, Legal Seafood was at the Park Plaza Hotel in Boston. Now they moved across the street, but it's still great. Thank you very much. Mark Vandermeer, by the way, who, of course, was up there in New England, then made a big mistake of coming down here, but does a great job at UM Sports. Thank you, Mark. You're doing a hell of a job. Too bad you're down here. Too bad for you. Good for us, bad for you. But at any rate, how could I be so slow, by the way? Look at the number 2 contributor to the pro-mayor referendum on a ballot in Broward. Just keep saying,
no.
Let that word keep going through your head, by the way.
No.
On legislative question number 1?
No.
No. Steve Berard. Wayne was number 1 with $50,000. Number 2, Steve Berard, former Auto Nation CE. Oh. How do you like that, huh? You starting to smell it?
Uh-huh.
Can you smell that big pile? That big simmering smelly pile of Schmidt? Can you smell it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So there's $80,000 right there. just between those two grave robbers. All I can say is, yeah, something really stinks is rotten in Denmark. Yeah, Eddie the Pope says we feel a little bit older today now that Danny Boy has retired. Anybody out there feel older?
No.
Do we feel a day older?
No.
I feel great. It doesn't change my life a bit. And I listen to these assholes calling out on this radio. You know, it's one thing to pay tribute to somebody who did a fine job, but I listen to these people calling in. You would think, like the guy that called me yesterday. Well, what was the one moment you remember that was like the most, And I said,
Yeah.
I don't. And he was like crestfallen. I think the guy may have blown his brains out since that call. I think he's not with us anymore. He was so depressed because I wasn't sharing his morbid attitudes. In fact, I won $33 at the track last night.
Oh!
Would have won a lot more, but I was just sitting there with my finger up my nose. Gave Fat Rich a 12-1 shot there at Northfield Downs here in the last race. I sat there just staring off into space because I was so depressed about Danny Boy. This phone thing today, this is unacceptable, this situation today. How's line 7 doing? Is that one at least working? And line 8? Oh, boy. What was that?
Sounds like you're blowing a conch shell.
What?
Conch.
You better say that more clearly. Okay, in honor of the phone today, we're going to be smoking a lot of weed on the air. Yeah. You know, a lot of our poll questions would very want to be legalized in honor of the poll system that they want to be legalized. So before you buy the stock, just listen to this, okay? This is their idea of broadcasting at Wanna Beasley, okay? This is their concept of a talk show, the highest rated talk show in this town for like 150 years. You know what I'm talking about? The goddamn Neil Rogers show. This is their idea of what they provide for a phone system for us. I think I might just do the whole goddamn show like this today, because this doesn't seem to be disconnecting. Yeah, good, I like that. When it's down, blow it out. This is blow it out direction, Fred. You idiot, you stupid idiot, who's telling you? Listen, Fred. Of course, some of us down here in Vegas when you get the jackpot back down. Yeah, but then when I think there's a pretty bad thing, they never make it sound like this. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, it's special. Remember, I was used to be someplace special for whatever. This is someplace special for Fred, for technical comedy. All right, hold that thought. Man, this is like a loony bin. You got to have a straitjacket to come in here and work every day. Good God Almighty. 567-0560. Give it a shot. You never know what kind of sounds you're going to hear when you dial us up. You might hear, or you might just hear one of these. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Here's a mobile in Hollywood. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm not so sure if I can hear you anymore. I think I'm deaf in my left ear.
Okay, how's this? That better?
That sounds a little better. Yeah, you're coming in much clearer now.
Okay, let me ask you, do you feel any older today?
Do I feel any older? A day older than yesterday.
Okay, because Eddie Pope said we all feel older now that Danny retired.
Nah, I'm a young buck, man. I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain.
Great.
Hey, I just wanted to ask you, did you get your gun yet?
No, that's for everybody to guess and me to know.
Okay, I'm going to borrow it.
Okay.
I'm driving down 44th Street in Lauderdale, and this cop jumps out and points his radar at me, scared the crap out of me, like I thought I was going to get shot.
He pointed his thing at you?
Pointed this thing right at me, man.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I'm telling you, I thought I was going to die.
You'll be pleased to know they were on Hiatus Road again this morning between Broward and Sunrise Boulevards doing the only thing, I guess, that plantation cops do anymore, and that's sitting there running speed traps.
Well, you know, I'm not going fast for nothing. He hides behind this bush like you can't even see him, and he jumps at you like you're going to, oh, man, I about ran him over. He scared me so bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just thought that was kind of good. Now, I just wanted to say to that cop, were you flashbacking?
Okay. Okay. Too bad about those bad brakes you got, too, is what I hear. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. See, if I had any balls at all, I'd just toss this thing on air like this and let it go the whole day. Yeah. I do on my phone call list days. I just read a lot of good articles and talk and, over this. Who's not going to be good? It's just as in what as it wants to be, as Luther Campbell would say. Remember Luther Campbell? Yeah. I'll bet. As grotesque sounding as it wants to be. I don't think we've ever had one this good, have we? No. I think what we should just start doing, do the show in Morse code. Huh? That sounds, Morse code, like something like that. Sounds like a good idea. Be first. By the way, speaking of the Guinness Book of Records, mob turncoat Salvatore Sammy the Bull Gravano pleaded innocent Monday to all charges in an alleged plot to distribute the drug ecstasy. Gravano, 55, entered his plea in Maricopa County Superior Court via satellite from that Madison Street jail, where he's being held on $5 million bond. Gravano's wife Deborah, son Gerard, daughter Karen, and son-in-law David Seabrook, as well as the suspected ringleader, Michael Papa, also pleaded innocent. Their plea was, forget about it. Gravano and 44 others were arrested last month following an investigation into a ring that allegedly dominated the illegal sale of the designer drug in Arizona. Remember that song, Arizona, by Mark Lindsay, with a ponytail? That was the first guy that I began to dislike with a ponytail. All were charged in a 201 count indictment last week. Gravano, a former hitman for the Gambino Mafia family, testified against the organization's boss, John Gotti, who was sentenced to life in prison in 1992, and he will not forget about it. Gravano served 5 years in prison. Yeah, forget about it, okay? A little ecstasy here, a little over there in Arizona. They got to have something exciting out there.
Uh-huh.
That's what Mo Udall used to say, and I think he was from Utah, wasn't he? Or was he from Arizona? Remember Mo Udall? You don't remember Morris Udall? Who once ran for president at least once or twice or a bunch of times and was really boring, and now he's dead? Boy, where the hell have you been all your life?
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't alive then.
21 before 11 at the Pipsqueak at 560 WQAM. Old man. Yeah.
Hopwood can't keep his pecker in his pants.
Let me tell you about a way you can fix your prostate. It's a lot of fun but time to skate. This is the night away.
All right.
How it started, I don't know, but according to Christopher Lowe, ain't nothing like a moist brown hole. This is the night away. This is man. Everybody says it's great. Yeah, this is the night away. Lean forward. Red, white. White in. Light out. Watch the movie. Move the tubing. Run the ground. Yeah, this is the night away. Fisting is the latest thing, but that doesn't surpass Vaseline. Ooh, man, those hemorrhoids can bleed. This is the night away.
Rectum.
It's something people seem to like. Who knows, you may even find Betty White and Henry's hide. This is the night away. Yeah, fisting, man. Everybody lubricate. Yeah, fisting, yeah, fisting tonight. Let's fist the wine. Lean forward. Red, white. Right in. Right out. Watch the movie.
Rectum. Hell, it damn near killed him.
Okay, 1046 at 560 WQAM. We got Hank with his NCAA preview show at 2 this afternoon. Boog Shambi, 6 o'clock tonight, who's a shadow of his former disgusting fat self. And Eddie K, rhymes with GA, 10 o'clock tonight. Activists foaming over PETA beer ad spoof. This story's been around for several days, but finally made it to our newspapers, which, of course, don't have enough space for all of this because they got Danny in every goddamn section, even the comic pages, every page. There's Woody Graber with his ponytail. Isn't that ironic? I was just speaking about people with ponytails and how much I love them. Wasn't I saying that?
No.
Something like that. Woody's probably got a bunch of tickets for some horrible concert where you can get pneumonia at the Kroll Sky Amphitheater. What? Oh, for Foreigner, like
Sunrise
I said, for a
Musical
good
Theater.
place and a group that I like at a place where you're inside and won't get pneumonia.
That I'm going to be giving away at the Prime Co
That
appearance.
George will be
Somebody
giving away
might show
the
up.
Prime Co appearance. He'll be giving away some, is it definite about the sandwiches?
Yes.
From our friends at All American Subs, which
All American.
That's, what did I say?
Atlantic City.
Did I say All American? I always do that. Atlantic City Subs. What's the difference? Atlantic City's an All American place.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Atlantic City Subs. George will be giving some of those away at Prime Co in Hollywood, noon to 2, and also some, how many?
20 pair.
20 pair. Wow, we got a pair.
Oh!
20 pair. Eat your heart out, Ray Whitney. We got 20 pairs, sweetheart, of tickets to see Foreigner at the Sunrise Musical Center, which is when?
It's March 28th.
March 28th.
March 28th.
29th.
Come on, what do you get with it? Let's see, 17, 24, what day is that?
Wednesday.
Wednesday the 29th. Foreigner. I love Foreigner.
Uh-huh.
Here's a group that I would actually go see.
Uh-huh.
Will I go see him? No, probably not. I might. Maybe I'll steal a pair. Will I go see Foreigner?
No.
No, because too many drugs will be consumed.
Yeah, that would be bad.
At a concert. That's what Jeff Cohen said. He said he would like to go see all these concerts, but there's too many people stoned out of their mind, and he absolutely won't participate in any of that. Isn't that what he said?
No.
Huh? No, when he was here the last time, that's what he told me.
I didn't say
You sure as hell did. Right on the air you said it, asshole. Anyway, so there's another reason to go see George Saturday between noon and 2, just to spite Gary Sarner. And by the way, let's point out again, on another day when we got the phone system totally screwed up here, let's point out once again that this company, the Wanna Beasleys and Greg Reed, give us, when we go out on these appearances, absolutely nothing. Now, I will say this, that last Desperate, which was my last appearance ever, by the way, at Hollywood Seminole Gaming, now known as whatever it is, they did give me Miguel, which was worth the price of admission. But did they give us anything to give away?
No.
Is there like anything other than that spinning the wheel, that wheel thing? Yeah. Yeah, that was it. That's all we had. That veal. They give us nothing. Send people out. And Gary Sarner doesn't care. Oh, yeah, well, they just want to get the mentions. Gary, you're a salesperson like I'm a goddamn rocket scientist, okay? Like Woody Graber is going to win a goddamn beauty pageant. That's how much of a salesman you are, Gary Sarner, you jackass. You're just part of the goddamn QAM mafia. You and Screwan and all your other buddies. Who the hell are you kidding? Is he kidding anybody?
No.
No. Just write a contract, bring in the cash, give them a couple of mentions. That's their idea of selling something to some unsuspecting schmuck out there that's expecting to get something in return, like advertising. Oh, advertising? What's that? So George will be at Primeco this Saturday from noon to 2, and this time you have some reason to go see him. Besides, he might even draw your pictures of some of the stuff you saw at the swing club last time. Like that thing that was in Joe Costello's puss. Or did it hit him in the face, I think, was it?
Uh-huh.
Something like that.
Oh, he ducked.
Did he duck? Rhymes with, well, fill in the blank. There's some possibilities there. Anyway, a new ad campaign by an animal rights group urging college students to replace their milk mustaches. Now, you college students out there, don't replace those milk mustaches with beer foam. Has angered anti-drunken driving activists in the dairy industry as well. A Norfolk, Virginia-based People for the Ethical Treatment for Animals, PETA, plans to unveil its Got Beer campaign on college campuses nationwide this week. All right. In time for those green beer St. Patty's Day celebrations. Is there any other reason to go to college besides drinking beer?
No.
I never knew that there was one. We used to drink big half-gallons of Meisterbrow at Michigan State. That's what it was all about. I ever go to class?
No.
No, but I had a hell of a good time. Let me tell you the story about the time I puked all over the mattress. Oh, I already did. PETA says the dairy industry is cruel to cows and contends milk isn't as healthy as beer because of its fat content, a claim scoffed at by nutritionists as oversimplified. We ought to be playing Rick and Suds and beer is good for you. You want to do that?
No.
No. They'll get upset. In a letter Friday, Mothers Against Drunk Driving asked PETA to pull the campaign. They said, pull it, yank it. And PETA said,
no.
No. No way, bitch. We're very concerned and appalled with it for the simple fact that underage drinking is the number one drug problem among American youth, said Teresa Hart, a spokeswoman for the Irving, Texas-based group. The campaign also comes at a time of heightened concern about campus binge drinking. If PETA's misguided purpose is to denounce the dairy industry, they certainly aren't advancing their ball by advocating alcohol consumption by college students, said David Botkin, spokesman for State Attorney General Mark Earley in Virginia. PETA said they'll proceed with the campaign anyway. They said, to you. College students are savvy, said PETA's Bruce Friedrich. Nobody's going to put beer on their Cheerios or get drunk and drive as a result of our campaign. Are they?
No.
No way, Jose. Susan Ruland, the spokesman for the dairy industry's Got Milk and Milk Mustache campaigns, called PETA's parody ridiculous on so many levels. It's kind of amusing, she admitted, though. It's so ridiculous, it's amusing, which I think is the idea.
Uh-huh.
Right. Cows produce more and better milk if they're treated well, so it wouldn't make economic sense for dairy farmers to mistreat the animal, she said. Whatever the hell that means. Milk is bad for you. Beer is good for you, not too much, and don't drive, but it's good for you, and milk will kill you. Yeah. Most people have lactose intolerance, and there is no animal on the face of the earth that drinks some other animal's milk. Did anybody ever hear of that?
No.
No. It's just another goddamn commie pinko conspiracy to have you buy something, just to squeeze the money out of your wallet. Something that's really bad for you, especially if you're in college. In addition to which, when you're in college, they load the milk up with saltpeter. I should remind you.
Uh-huh.
Like they did at Michigan State. Yeah, that they do. They seriously do. They load the milk up with saltpeter. And you won't get any milk mustache that way. Here's the mobile in Homestead. Hello.
Yeah, Neil, who do you like in the Stanley Cup Finals this year?
Who do I like in the finals?
Yeah.
Why, are the playoffs going on yet?
No, but you like Toronto and the Panthers, right?
How can Toronto or the Panthers be in the finals?
Toronto and Detroit?
Aren't they in the same conference?
Yes.
What conference are the Panthers in, sir?
Eastern.
Yeah, and what conference are the Toronto Maple Leafs in?
That's Canadian.
Okay. 5670560. There's another hockey call. Yeah, hear it. The hockey expert. They're in the Canadian conference. All I can say about that is thank you. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out of town line, quiet just like yesterday, and I'm pretty sure that one's working today, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Look at that. 877-785-6345. What a sad, sad week. Another week it's going to be just like this.
Uh-huh.
You watch. You'll see. Here's a lady in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
What a wild world this is turning out to be, eh? With the milk and the beer thing, I don't know about that. I think I'll take the milk mustache anyways over the beer.
Uh-huh.
And, hey, with this Dan Marino thing, I'm so happy he's retired. I just hope they don't carry this out like they did that kid, the Leon kid from Cuba.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, no. I've
In fact,
seen
this
it
audience
already.
is pissed off that I'm not doing another tribute to Danny for 4 hours today, and I didn't do one yesterday.
Oh, God, thank you. Oh, I thought he was fifi anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I called too because, of course, for my own reasons. Today's my birthday.
Yeah.
I wanted you to say happy birthday to me.
You wanted what? Want anybody else do it?
No.
Okay, there you go, sweetheart.
You're a sweetheart. And
Okay,
I got to tell you
check
something
it out.
else.
Yes.
I don't know. You're probably never going to take my call again after this.
Probably not.
But my boyfriend is the Go Red Wings moron. So I got to say Go Red Wings.
Oh, her boyfriend. That retard, that 88-year-old retard.
She was right.
I'm doing a Tom Green right now. I got my finger up my nose all the way to where my brain used to be. God. 567. We got 4,800 open lines here this morning. It's going to be another battle. Another battle today, especially with the phone all screwed up, but we're used to that. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Daddy, don't go, Daddy.
Here's a mobile in Delray Beach. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you? I'd like to just reiterate something on that Sammy Gravano article you just mentioned.
Uh-huh.
It said that John would like Sammy to be in the cell next to him. That would be impossible because John is in federal prison.
Yeah.
Sammy's going to be arrested by is arrested by Arizona, the state prison.
Forget about it.
Yeah, the most he'll serve, Sammy, on this case is probably 12 years, which means he'll probably do about 4.
Yeah.
So that'll never happen.
So forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Very well said. And have a great day. Grazie. Forget about it. Yeah, anybody seen Donnie Brasco?
Uh-huh.
That's pretty good. I mean, it's how old is that movie? How many years? 3, 4 years? 2 years?
For what?
Donnie Brasco. How long ago was that movie?
3, 4.
3 or 4. Oh, and by the way, we got to find out the name of that very, very fine-looking young man that was in American Pie, which I forgot to mention on the air that I finally did see American Pie, and it was cute and it had its moments. It was okay. And the young man that they had his hair all screwed up in the movie, but really looks very, very good, and was in the shower scene, and he was the one that was, what the hell did they call him in the movie besides Hot? But anyway, he's in some new movie.
They called him
now.
Pretty Boy.
Chris something. Somebody will call in and tell us what his name is. And they call him Pretty Boy, especially compared to the other punks they had in that movie. They'll know who I'm talking about. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Oh!
The following is a public service announcement from the Girl Scouts of America.
It's that time of year again when Girl Scouts across the land will be selling boxes of cookies. The following is the proper way for Girl Scouts to do just that. First, ring the doorbell of the house in question. When someone answers it, show them your box. Make sure that your box is clean and free of residue. Then tell them that you're selling your box and see if they would like to buy it. If they ask, go ahead and open your box. Show them all the goodies inside. And if they don't like your box, you can take the final approach and actually give them a taste from your box. They'll say. You sure have a tasty cookie. Remember that, Girl Scouts, and good luck in selling your boxes.
It's 11:02 at 560 WQAM. I'll tell you one thing, boy. We get a lot of response on the website, no response on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So why don't we just move the whole goddamn thing to the internet? Because the idea of doing a show on the phone anymore, it's history. It's all over.
Coming soon.
Yeah. Here's a fax that says a couple of off-air questions. Why can't we email you instead of faxing? You can't email us because we don't have a computer.
You can email, it just won't get it till the next day.
Right, well, it won't be to us direct. That's what they're talking about. I'm getting my own computer for in here because this company, again, is too cheap to get a goddamn computer for us. Just like the phone system. Cheap, 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 cheap. The Beasleys that want you to buy their stock, the answer is no, we don't want it. Cheap bastards, cheap pricks, cheap wannabes, cheap pretenders. Also, it says Glenn Hill was an important part of your show several years ago. I'm surprised there's no written mention on your webpage. Will there be? I don't know. That's up to Eric. That's up to Eric. And maybe Eric wasn't listening back in his Zeta days. There are a lot of people out there who weren't listening in his Zeta days, right? So maybe they don't remember who that was. He says, love your show. I'm an internet listener in Fort Lauderdale. His AM sucks. Love the fact I can listen to old shows any time of the day. Thank you very much, Herb, in Fort Lauderdale. One call on the board, and that's it. Pretty goddamn depressing here, what's going on in these phones every day. Got to fight the goddamn company because the phone doesn't work. Got to fight the audience because they got nothing to say. It's a battle. 567-0560. Pound 560 on the AT&T line. One call. Here it is. Mobile in Lauderhill. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Neil. How
yes,
you doing?
Yes, sir. Take your time.
I'll tell you, I love your show. I'm a long-time listener. I called the last time was 1992. And my name's Todd.
That's about the way it goes. They call about once every 8 years, this audience. Except for the people we don't want to hear from, like that bitch that was the idiot's girlfriend. But anyway.
Oh, tell me about it. Yeah, and they're making a big hype over this Dan Marino thing. I mean, he was good in his time. I loved him in his early days, but we all have
he was a football player, okay? He was a football player. He wasn't a president. He wasn't a pope, for crying out loud. He wasn't a goddamn scientist that created a cure for cancer. He was a football player.
Oh, I know. I mean, I think if Jesus was to come out of the clouds, he'd get less attention nowadays.
Right, that's correct. Unless he could throw a ball 60 yards.
Yeah, I know, that's right. And then Elian Gonzalez, I mean, here's all these people that are...
Don't say that again, sir. Don't say that again.
Oh, you're right. That's a bad word. Sorry about that. But anyway, I remember your phone used to light up all the time when I was listening to you when you were on WIO.
Well, that was on a station that, first of all, was a real radio station that had like real talk shows on all day instead of sports crap. And number two, we had a phone that worked 99% of the time. Here I spend 95% of my time trying to find out if the goddamn phone is going to work or not.
Yeah, I can.
This is a horseball operation, and there's nothing you can say to these people. And they say, "Oh, wouldn't you like to sign for another year, another 2 years?
No.
We'll let you do the show in Bangladesh for a few days if you'll sign for another 10 years."
No.
And I keep telling them, "Are you people crazy or what?"
Yeah, most of them are. I tell you, I guess that's how come they survive in Miami.
What kind of an operation is this anyway? And of course, yesterday you should have seen them around here. This show, like always, this show counts for nothing. In spite of the fact that we blow everybody else away on this station with ratings and with all the other stuff, bringing all this money in here, it means nothing. The only thing they were concerned about, they were hyperventilating around here about Danny's press conference. That was the important stuff. We were just an impediment. We were just in the way.
We could have gone out and robbed the bank and everything else, and nobody would have known it.
That's absolutely correct. Yesterday was a great day to rob a bank. You're right.
I tell you. But keep up the good work, Neil. I love your show, and keep on hopefully getting some of these dingbats to call you.
Okay, and have a great day.
God bless. Bye-bye.
God bless me. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Miami. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay.
Okay, I don't know the kid's last name, but I know he was in another movie that came out about Chris something. I know it's Chris something.
You mean we haven't got the answer to this yet?
He was in
Oz Striker. They called him Oz in the movie, but we don't have the actor's name yet.
We don't have the actor's name. Oz. He played Oz in American Pie.
He was also in one called Election with Matthew Broderick.
He was in Erection. I wish I'd have seen that.
Yeah, he plays. He's one of the. You see him more in that movie because he's one of the lead characters in the movie.
Yeah.
Instead of this one, where it's like 4 different kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what happened to the bird I caught? I came in late yesterday.
Died.
Of?
Dead.
Of?
MS. He had it for years and years.
Oh, wow. When you were reminiscing with Dave Capriti yesterday, I was thinking my favorite show at Zeta was when you had Johnny Depp on.
Yeah, mine too.
And the one
excellent taste.
Yeah, and the one at the house, when you did it at the house.
Right, when we had the KC was there.
Yeah.
And a bunch of ugly kids. Yeah, that was great. Well, listen, have a great day, pal.
Bye.
Yeah, see, that's what we should be talking about, our great old days of the past instead of Danny Boy. He was a frickin' football player. Here I am. I can't buy a goddamn phone call. 24 years in this town. We get our 21st anniversary. Was there one mention in any newspaper?
No.
Even like a sentence in Josie Lambe's
No.
column, Joan Fleischman,
No.
Tom Jicka,
No.
any of those people?
No.
No. 24 years on the air of trying desperately to entertain this goddamn town and to stimulate a little bit. When in doubt, stimulate it out. Not a word.
Chris Klein.
Chris Klein. God bless you, Chris, and whoever called in with that information. Chris Klein rhymes with fine. He's fine with me, I'll tell you that. I mean, just another pretty face and body and whatever else he's got there. Chris Klein. And he's got some new movie which is called something about head, I think. No, it is. Just a minute. It's called, well, it begins with an H. Don't you ever do that? Like you see something on TV and you can't catch the whole thing. Is it Hanging Up? I think that's the only one I see that show and it begins with an H. Hung? It's called Hung.
I thought it was Hanging Out.
Hung. When in doubt, hang it out. Chris, before it's too late. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Yeah, this town is some, like I said yesterday, they didn't deserve Danny Boy. They don't deserve me. They don't deserve Pavel Bure. You know what they deserve? They deserve Ed Pope. That's what they deserve. They deserve,
Joe Zagacki.
Yeah, and I noticed Hank was there yesterday. As much as, Hank and I get along great, we got a great crossover there. When he starts talking about his good friend,
Joe Zagacki,
I start wanting to drive off the road, okay? What is that all about? You must have naked pictures of Hank with some, clown or something. I don't know what that's all about. It's gotta be. Hank's he's got much too good a taste to be hanging around with a putz like
Joe Zagacki.
Oh, God, makes my balls itch. Here's a mobile in Davie. Hello?
Mr. Neal.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Okay.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more about a lot of things. I know that you've entertained this community a lot more over the years than Dan Marino has.
24 years, even whether people are sports fans, not sports fans, they don't have to be into one specific thing.
Let me tout you instead of you touting you.
Go ahead.
I'm just being real serious here.
Yeah.
The amount of hours, 4 hours a day
That's
for
right.
20-something years. I remember you, I hate to say I'm to go back this far with you, but back on the days of WINZ when it was serious talk radio in the evening.
Oi!
Yes. But anyway, the current stuff, and all I got to say is you provided more entertainment to more people for free.
Right,
you didn't have
that's
to
right.
spend
Nobody has to buy a
$50 for
goddamn
freaking
ticket. That's right, right.
Be quiet.
Nobody has to worry about whether the show is blacked out or not.
You didn't have to spend $50 for a ticket to sit in the rain and the heat and the whatever they had at the stadium.
Right.
Now, the point of the matter is, if something awful were to happen to you, they'd have a big celebration for you, too. I'm sure of it. But it was a way overblown thing.
Well, what do you mean something awful happened? Did something awful happen to Danny? I missed that.
He was forced into retirement due to old age and the fact that he ain't what he used to be.
Yeah.
You love him. He was a great quarterback. You and I both agree.
And so you think the day that I retire, they're going to have like special hours and hours on television and special sections in the newspaper?
No. Dude, I don't get it. I don't understand a lot of things. I don't understand Larry King doing what he's doing either. I don't get a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
But the point is, I just got to say to your listeners, the hell with you, that you have provided the maximum amount of great entertainment over the longest period of time, involved the greatest number of people. This is an interactive show.
Right.
Assholes like me get to call up and go blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So I think everybody owes you a lot. People get on the air with you and do their thing.
Yeah.
And, I've said enough.
Thanks for a caller. You said enough.
I've said enough.
Enough for this talk.
Okay, thanks for the subject. Thank you. Okay. Boy, I don't know. Him or Chris Klein, it's tough. 5670560 pound. Look at that. And now we got back. See, this is not going to work, boys and girls. This is not going to work. This is not my idea of doing a talk show in this town, is going through this crap again, where we're through another phase. Danny Boy retires, and they had 75,000 hours of nonstop people, assholes, all saying either the same crap, ripping them, sucking up, the same garbage. This show can't buy a goddamn call without going through this song and a dance. It's a tired, old, frickin' same old song and a dance like the Four Top said. You know what I'm talking about? Thanks, Woody. Get out of here.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
This station stands for nothing.
If God had a bomb and took a hit, then would he act like Cheech and Chong and get the munchies and make brownies filled with hash? And would he share it with Jesus and the saints, those pious potheads? And yeah, pot is great. And yeah, pot is good. And yeah. What if God smokes cannabis? Smoking pot like one of us. Getting high on the back of the bus. Just him and Moses getting stoned. On a Greyhound bus to Rome. To get some Vatican homegrown. A couple dimebacks to take home.
All right.
Smoke a big Bob Marley on his throne. No fun in heaven, that's your soul.
11:16 at 560 WQMR poll so far. Should marijuana be legalized? Yes, 96.
No.
12. 108 votes in the first hour. Pretty heavy duty. Well, that's why they're not calling. They're all busy on their internet, on their thing, on their PCs. They're diddling on it. And they're smoking it, and they're rolling it, and they're picking the seeds out, and they're picking the seeds out of the
rectum
also in between. 108 votes. 12 of them said no. How do you like that? I'm incensed about that. In fact, I think we're going to burn some incense in here just to as a protest. Yeah, let's burn some. We got incense. Let's start lighting some up, okay? Just as a protest of those 12 people who said no, that it shouldn't be legalized. What a bunch of fuddy-duddy idiots. I guarantee you right now, speaking of milk is worse for you than marijuana. Milk causes hardening of the arteries, and especially if you're drinking like not skim milk, but like regular milk with all that fat in there. Heart attacks, strokes, obesity, lactose intolerance, loose, oozy stools. Yeah. Anybody ever get loose, oozy stools from smoking a joint?
No.
No way. One call. After this caller went on with that great suck job, which I thought he was magnificent, even if he didn't mean it all, one call on the board. We've reached the end of the line here, boys and girls. It's been interesting. I would say it's been a lot of fun. It's been a frustrating 24 years. We've reached the end of the line here today. I think even line 8, we had a call on it. It must be working again. Yeah, all the lines seem to be working again. So the problem isn't on the inside. The problem's on the outside, as usual. See, it used to be a war, just fighting the audience. But now since I come to this station, I fight management with a phone system that doesn't work and the audience. So I got a two-pronged attack here. I have to fight every day. It's like when we were fighting in WW2, the Japs on the one side and the Nazis on the other side. That's the war that I have to fight every goddamn day of my life just to try to do a job for 4 hours on this horseball make-believe radio station. Here's a mobile in Pompano. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
A couple things. One, I just got done voting on the internet, and then I jumped into my car and was going down Atlantic Boulevard and saw a great billboard that says, "Think I planted some stuff here for you to smoke." Signed, God.
Yeah.
It's on Atlantic Avenue, just east of Power Line.
Are you serious?
Yep.
This is a response to those stupid God billboards, the other one?
Yes, it is.
Great.
Think I planted some stuff here for you to smoke.
Yes. Great.
That's all I got, Neil. Have a
Thanks.
good day.
Thanks for the good news, okay? How do you like that? Even God smokes the good stuff. Huh? 5670560, pound 560 on the 18. Now, what is that?
What?
What just happened there? Since it's 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Fort Myers. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Jacksonville just scored again.
Uh-huh. And that's it. That's their material. Here's a mobile in Punta Gorda. Hello.
Hi, Punta Gorda. How you doing?
Okay.
Are you on?
I'm on. Are you on?
Okay. Yes, we're doing the election route out here. Number one, two things. And please don't take offense at this. I teach.
I'm deeply offended.
Don't be offended. I teach football, basketball, and baseball over at St. Charles Borromeo in Port Charlotte here.
Yes.
And perhaps one thing that you might want to work on, I'm not recommending this to you, is maybe just tone down the language a little bit.
No.
Because I have some of my kids listen to your comments. You want to do that?
No.
Okay. The second thing, number one.
What does that mean? Because you have some kids listening. In other words, you're calling here and telling me what I should say on the air?
No. I'm just saying some things you say are just a little bit offensive to
such as
some
what?
of the kids. You know.
Well, this show isn't for kids. It's for people who, it's for whoever wants to listen, whoever is mature enough to listen.
Yeah.
Well, what is it, for example, that I say that's offensive to your kids who listen? What is that?
Well, anything that begins with an A or some of the things.
Asshole?
Yeah.
How old are these kids?
Well, these kids are going into high school, and they do hear you sometimes.
They're kids that are going into high school and they've never heard the word asshole before?
No, they've never heard it. They've heard it, but they just probably don't use it as much,
The kids don't say asshole? Man, you better fall out from underneath it. You appreciate what?
Yeah, if they do it at our school, we have to call their parents, and ask about their language.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You have
We're trying to clean them up
make them gargle with the Drano or something after they say asshole?
No, we don't. But we just try to keep them a little bit cleaner. What the other question I had was
Drano, yeah.
Is there something? No. Is there something we can do about the salary cap in the baseball league? The salary.
Oh, brother. Salary cap in the baseball league. 567-0560. And this guy, he's got something to do with kids, this guy, okay? I call the investigators out right now. Hey, you kids out there, anybody ever hear asshole?
No.
And if they know him, they sure as hell know the meaning of the word asshole if they know this guy. Wow, 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 wow. Welcome to the real world, boys and girls. Welcome to Florida. Like I've always said, this show is the most accurate reflection you'll ever get of what this state's all about. Right, and he was one of the best, and he was serious. That's the best part. He was serious. What an asshole. He's an asshole. That's what I just said. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Neil, I think you could tone down the Marlins and maybe that would be good. That's offensive
You
to
know
me.
something? I'm ecstatic that we have a Marlin game at 12:50 tomorrow. I wish we had one today because we'd only be an hour and a half away from it. This audience deserves the Marlin exhibition games.
It's right. Neil,
I have to go through here to get them to respond.
I got Jeff Rimmer's. Listen, a Jeff Rimmer spy report from a week or so ago, but but the Chris Wells thing is killing me because it's just so quietly swept under the rug. The trade, and you're right. It's probably one of the worst trades.
You're the only person that ever commented on it here this morning. I mentioned that at the beginning of the show. Nobody's got anything to say about that.
Oh, when I read that in the paper today and I compared the difference.
No, Chris Wells from Mary Wells.
Oh my God! But let me give you a quick Rimmer.
Wells.
You're gonna love this Rimmer spy report. The game that ESPN did, I think it was the St. Louis game a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Rimmer was in the audience about 2 rows behind the goalie sitting, and he was in rare form because people kept coming up to him. He thought he was Pavel Bure or something.
Oh, yeah.
So wait a minute. He's outside in between periods talking to a group of people and in all glory. He turns around. He says, I got to go into the bathroom. He walks into the ladies' bathroom.
Yeah.
You might want to check him out on that one, Neil.
They stunk.
Thanks for the good news. Was this guy trying to say something or what? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Crazy old fact.
Here's a mobile in Naples. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
Hey, I was talking with the secretary in my office yesterday, asking her what the Pope was apologizing for.
Uh-huh.
And she's always in church. And in the conversation, she started to tell me that there's basically like a year 2000 special going on with the Catholic Church. That if you get into confession this year, the Pope is authorized to lessen your stay in purgatory.
Yeah.
And I was asking her, well, where does he get this authority? Can I get this kind of thing in writing? Have my attorney review it? But she's serious. I didn't know about this.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, well, maybe we ought to get
moron.
this out.
She's obviously an idiot, an imbecile.
Well, I know that.
Person with no mind.
And I said, well, if you get this out a little bit more, you'll get a lot of people converting. I mean, what a deal.
Yeah, he voted yes, by the way. The Pope voted on our website this morning. He voted yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And the other thing, have you heard Third Eye Blind?
No.
The group?
No.
You ought to pick up the new CD. I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
All right. Take
See
care.
ya.
Bye.
567. Speaking of blind, by the way, I'm trying to get some news about Brian Berard of the Leafs with that horrible injury and losing his eyesight, maybe in one eye. And I'm looking in both sports sections this morning that are filled with 75,000 pages about Danny Boy. Did I see one word about that?
No.
An update?
No.
So when I get home, I'm going to have to look on the goddamn internet and look up the Toronto Sun and find out what's really going on there. Major story that there should be some follow-up in there in the local papers. Is there any?
No.
You can't complain about your coverage of sports in this town because there isn't any. There isn't any. It's a bunch of high school volleyball games and Danny Boy and Jimmy Boy and Danny and Jimmy and Jimmy and Dan, and that's it. Because you got a bunch of goddamn parochial assholes that all they know is one or two things and that's it. And then Barry Jackass writing his big commentary there about the coverage of Danny Boy yesterday. And Channel 4 did this and Channel 6 did that and QAM did this and the Fan. He's got to give a commentary about the Fan. And guess what, Barry? They still have no measurable audience. I got the brand new trends right in front of me here. Do they show up anywhere?
No.
Any demographic?
No.
Do they have one diary?
No.
They've been on here 6 months doing this, which Barry Jackass has done everything in his power to try to stuff them down our throats. If they got one listener? No, except Barry and the sports fairies that work here in the afternoon. That's right. They're the ones listening over there and some of our sales holes. Oh, yeah, that's very entertaining, those two Jews over there. 26 after 11 at 560 WQAM.
On Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Were you fudge packer?
Today's dramatic reading, The Cup of Life by Ricky Martin, as interpreted by recent sperm donor David Crosby.
The cup of life, man. The cup of life. This is the one. Now is the time. Oh, almost. Don't ever stop. Push it along. Gotta be strong. Oh, push it along. Right to the top. Teach your children well, man.
And that was today's dramatic reading of The Cup of Life by Ricky Martin, as interpreted by David Crosby.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of David Crosby, I wonder how he's doing. David Crosby.
Anybody have a heart or a liver?
11:31 at 560 WQAM. Julio came in and fixed our phones. Nice going there, Julio. He had to diddle with it. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's a lady mobile in Wellington. Hello.
Wellington?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, God, I've been waiting for so long. I had a call about the A word.
You haven't been waiting for so long. 9 minutes and 47 seconds.
I have two. I'm married, got normal. We've been listening to you forever. Two boys, 10 and 12,
yeah.
Two longshoremen. They curse like there's no tomorrow, and
right.
They've been doing it, and we don't do it in front of them. What is this guy, nuts?
Yes.
Everybody in New York has a mouth like a toilet.
Right.
They could be truck drivers.
Right.
They could reach the steering wheel.
Exactly.
What an idiot.
What an asshole.
Bastard.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Bastard.
Thanks. Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye.
How do you like that? You jackass over there and wherever the hell he was? Or was he in Port Charlotte? Where was that guy called? Punta Gorda? Some redneck Yahoo place over there? She says,
"You're a bastard."
That's what she says. Fine. Look at this. They come, they go. They come, they go. Instant, that's what they want. Instant process response. Immediate, like within 10 seconds or less. Well, guess what? Too bad. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out of town line, 877-785-6345. Yeah, a few things you could do on the show for him and the kids that listen. Go to hell, pal. How's that? Here's a free ticket to hell. Go straight there. Do not stop and collect $200. Do not pass Uranus and get out of my face. All these condescending, goody two-shoes, Bible-thumping, phony baloney assholes like him. Here's Key West. Hello.
Yes, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
First-time caller.
Okay.
I was blowing my horn, and I heard you were kind of hard up for phone calls, and we get the Key West Citizen down here, and the big story was the Daytona motorcycle accidents, and there was a priest who was blessing all the motorcycles with holy water.
Father O'Toole.
Yeah. Father O'Toole, hoping that the accidents, I guess, wouldn't reoccur or some miracle would be performed. But
well, a lot of priests like those bikers, you know.
Yeah, they like the leather pants.
Right, there you got it.
I was just going to comment on another story.
The chains.
Another quick story.
Spikes.
In the surfing through the TV channels, a lot of times I can't help but go to the TBN channel with all the religious stuff. And there was a thing that happened recently where Paul Krause, the president, was asking for the parishioners, of course, always to send money, but to pray for one of their higher-ups that was gravely ill at the hospital. And, of course, then he said, well, Benny Hinn will be with us tomorrow. Well, of course, if Benny Hinn is healing everybody, why does he need people to, quote, pray or do something and send money to heal one of his guys? Why didn't Benny Hinn go to the hospital and heal this guy,
Right.
because obviously
right.
he
Might give
can't.
him a little hands-on number.
Exactly. Obviously he can't. And I always kind of parallel professional wrestling with the TV evangelism. They're both so fake, and I can't understand why people still, send all their money and give them all that support.
Because there's a lot of stupid people. How do you think that this thing continues? Because there's a lot of morons out there, a lot of idiots. Why do you think that religion exists in the first place? There's a lot of gullible people looking for a crutch who will believe any kind of crap that you brainwash them with.
Yeah, you would think in this modern day and age people would get a little smarter. But,
you would think, but they don't.
And I guess that's how these James Jones and all these other characters
and you know
show
something,
up.
And you know something? Those people, they don't have to get on like I do and beg for a free phone call. They get on there and beg for tax-free money, and they get it. They get it.
Yeah,
millions and millions and millions. Every time they do one of those shows on 60 Minutes or 2020, they show all those little old ladies sitting in there opening up the envelopes and they're funneling through the money. They got a big operation going through. Here's the hundreds and here's the 50s and here's the 20s and here's the checks and here's the MasterCard and the Visa. Yeah.
Yeah.
You and I should only have a business like that, tax-free.
There's a guy named Brother Shamback who comes on the show. And if this guy would be a very what a used car salesman this guy would be. This guy is such a crook. I mean, it's so crooked and obvious that I sit there and I watch for just a short time. I can't stomach it for too long, but I'm like shaking my head saying, how in the world is this guy on the air? You guys must be just laughing in the back room.
Mm-hmm.
It's just incredible.
And we can't say crap on the air, but they can go on the air and suck for money and have it disappear. Have a great day, pal.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you. 567. By the way, thanks, Eric, for faxing me this stuff from the internet, but from the Toronto Sun, but it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Maple Leaf fans pray for Berard. Thanks, Eric, but does it say anything about his condition?
No.
What's going on?
No.
Oh, thanks anyway, Eric, but what can I say? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out-of-town line is open, 877-785-6345. Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
Yes, sir. Okay.
I have one point to make, and then I have a question for you. A small point about Marino. Did you notice that when he did retire, you notice he said, I retired from the Miami Dolphins. He left 1% out of 100.
No, he didn't. No, he did not. He said, I'm not going to play football again. He said that at least twice.
Yeah, but, okay.
He said that twice.
What he said, okay. The other thing I want to ask you, Neil, did you notice the other day when they closed down I-95 because they had a gunman in the hotel room?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. With all these SWAT teams, the guy's in the hotel room by himself, no hostages, how does it take 6 hours to get him out? I don't understand that. Why can't they shoot one thing of tear gas in? How do that's the new thing now. When they have a hostage, or when they don't have a hostage, they have somebody there, it takes 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
They couldn't have backed up the traffic if they did it right away.
I know, but I mean, you have a guy in a hotel
It
room
wouldn't have
by
been on the
himself.
front page if they would have done it right away. They'd have got him out in 5 minutes.
Oh, that was
That's right.
Okay, Neil, you're the best. I enjoy your show.
Okay, God bless us. Yeah, big article here. Look at this. Standoff shuts I-95 for hours. There's the BSO, the SWAT team. They were probably busy at the swing clubs, the SWAT team, with the ski masks on, you know. Ken Jenney had them all tied up at the swing club, so to speak, and they probably it took them hours to get them out of there so they could go do this deal, get the gunman out of the motel. That's what goes on with the BS. A lot of BS. Ken Jenney, he's the guy that put the BS in the BS.
The guy was in his car in the parking lot, by the way.
I know that.
Okay.
By the motel, right? Just off the,
Yes.
And?
Nothing, because the other guy was saying that he was in the hotel. So all these people are calling up correcting him.
Let me ask you, does it make a difference?
Apparently.
In fact, if he was in the car outside the motel, wouldn't it have been a lot easier? He wasn't. I mean, inside the motel, it might be dangerous. If he's in the car, like a sitting duck. Yeah. We want the traffic opened up on I-95. We don't want to be sitting there for hours while you're waiting to decide what you want to do with this jackass with a gun in the car. He's got a gun. Say goodbye. Bye-bye. And then forget about it. 21 before noon at 560 WQAM.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
How young is too young?
Don't say we're tough on crime.
No.
Don't say we're in better times.
No.
Don't say everything is fine.
No.
People will say you're on drugs.
All right.
Don't say inflation's down. Don't say safe in our town. In fact, say you're on drugs.
Okay.
Don't stop if you get one, unless you like eating bugs. Don't say Prospero is God. People will say you're on drugs. Roy.
Oh, we're fine.
Don't walk on the city streets without hollow points or flat slugs. Don't say much of anything. People will say you're on drugs.
Oh! 11:45 at 560 WQAM. They must be on drugs. Actually, they're all out voting today, you think?
No.
Yeah, they're all out voting against that strong mayor thing in Broward. And, of course, Dade County, we know what they're doing with themselves. Illinois priest arrested on drug-related charges. I wonder if it was
Father O'Toole.
What do you think? Racine, Wisconsin. A priest accused of setting up a sexual encounter via the Internet with an undercover agent posing as a 14-year-old boy was ordered Monday to stand trial on drug charges. Speaking of people say you're on drugs, the Reverend John M. Furdak, 47, of Villa Park, Illinois, was arrested February 17. Prosecutors said he had traveled to Racine to meet the boy at a fast food restaurant, intending to sell him alcoholic steroids, a drug associated with muscle building, and to have sex. How do you like that? He wants to pump him up a little bit, so to speak. What did he say?
Want a lollipop, little boy?
Yeah. Suck on this, lollipop, little boy. Furdak was charged with possession of anabolic steroids with the intent to deliver, possession of marijuana, oh no, attempted secondary sexual assault of a child, and solicitation of a child. How do you like them apples, huh?
There's no fact in the church.
Another isolated incident, the 524th million in a series. Did the Pope apologize for that?
No.
For all the molestations of altar boys
No.
and other children?
No.
No. Didn't he just left that out? The list is so long he didn't have time to cover all the bases, so to speak. He never got to first base. And of course, when you're that old and you're walking around with that dress and that schmata on, how can you waddle down to first base, right? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a lady mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
I have some information about Berard.
Okay.
His career is over. He has lost his eyesight, and the NHL requires at least 20% vision in the eye.
Unbelievable.
So
yeah,
it's all over.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, I just wanted to call and tell you that.
Thanks for the bad
news.
news.
Vote no for strong mayor.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Go vote again 2 or 3 more times. Come on. It's going to be a small turnout today, just like our turnout here on the phone today. Pretty weak. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Anybody in this town know who Brian Berard is?
No.
Number 34, outstanding young defenseman, Toronto Maple Leafs.
No.
Blinded in one eye with a stick in the eye. His career's all over. See, his career's over prematurely. He's not going to have he was the rookie of the year in the league a couple of years ago with the Islanders. He's not going to have an opportunity for a 17-year season and to be honored and have big sections in the newspaper. That's a tragedy. When somebody has all of those years, then it should be a celebration, not like everybody's blowing their brains out with this Danny thing. Nice going, have a great life, and now life moves on, right? Isn't that the way it's supposed to work?
No.
Oh, I forgot. That's right. It's Miami. I forgot. You can just keep wallowing and reveling in the past. Here's a mobile in West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil?
Yes, sir.
This is Steve, West Palm. How you doing, pal?
Okay.
Got a question for you. I've been trying to get a hold of you for 15 years, but I work for a living. I'm one of the few that try to get in touch with you, but you're busy. Is that a true story about the Schwarzer dancing on the table?
Yes.
It is.
No, he wasn't. He was singing, not dancing. He was singing.
I find that hard to believe, but I'll tell you what. I want to
what do you mean it's hard? What do you mean it's hard to believe? He was singing.
That's the only thing I found in 15 years of listening to you that I thought was a joke. But you're correct about that.
Yes, I am. It was at the Macaroni Grill. They have a black guy who works in the kitchen. He gets up there and he sings, I don't know what it was, in some bizarre language. I have no idea what it was. I'm serious.
Also, for that village idiot that had a problem with the kids, with the a-hole word, can you play the Dennis Leary for him?
Play what?
Play that Dennis Leary.
I played that yesterday. Have a great day, pal. Okay. Although I'll be honest with you, the second day in a row we've had a request for Dennis Leary. We can play that 2 or 3 times to get out of here. That's how long that thing is. 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Are we playing it again today?
No.
No, but thanks for the thought. Yeah, the guy over there who was calling from the West Coast.
He's an asshole.
Could we watch our language a little bit here?
No.
We're not toning it down. We're not changing the show to make you happy or any punky little kids happy. We're doing the show. If you like it, fine. If not, that's for you. Okay, pal? Get lost. Stay over there on the West Coast where you'll be safe. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line as we continue banging our way along here, I like all those public trucks they got out there yesterday. That was nice. You see that? They had all the they had volunteer drivers come out and put all the Publix trucks between the guy and the car, and they still tied up the traffic for 100 hours because they were too busy at the BS raiding the swing clubs, worrying about people's banana stuff. That's what they worry about in Broward. And if you vote for that strong mayor today, believe me, Ken Jenney is going to be the dictator in Broward County. So just say
no.
Which one is it again? I got to make sure I tell them the right thing. And they purposely do it very confusing on here. They put on, because nobody knows what it's all about, legislative question number 1, county question 1, county question 2. Vote no on legislative question 1, which is the one where they would have a strong mayor. Don't want an elected strong county mayor. Do we want it?
No.
Wayne wants it. His buddy there, Steve Berard, no relation to Brian, he wants it. So doesn't that tell you everything you need to know? The answer is no. Anytime Wayne Hypingo, John Henry, or any of their ilk ask for something, don't wait to find out what it is. Just say, don't even bother asking. The answer is no. You want some of this crappy food at the Macarena? No, thanks. And by the way, that business with the plastic bottled beer there, that is so outrageous to me. Oh, but it's only plastic bottles. Yeah, that'll go over bigger than the rats on the ice after they've had the first 20 or 30 bottles of beer at the Macarena. Oh, yeah, but if they don't sell, then they got to give them a cup. You know, it might cost like 1/10 of a cent for one of those cups. Cup lids, straws, anything they can avoid giving you, they'll do it. You got to take your own so that Wayne can save 1/100 of a cent on a goddamn cup lid. So come over to the Macarena and get your own lid.
Yeah, man.
Here's a lady in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this Neil?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Neil. My name is Pat Mayers. I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yes, Pat, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
We don't want that strong mayor, but we also don't want that darn park.
What park is that?
Vote yes for the park or vote no for the park at Hyde Park on Las Olas.
Oh.
That's an $8 million bond, which the...
Is that a county-wide question?
Yes.
It is?
I believe, well...
No.
It's a Fort Lauderdale question.
Yeah, I don't live in Fort Lauderdale, so I don't have that ballot.
Yeah. Well, what happens...
Oh, that's right. Here it is. That's right. In Fort Lauderdale, you got an $8 million park bond issue.
Right.
And even the Sun Sentinel says vote against the bond, so I have to wonder about that.
Well, it's what they want is $8 million. Before a first blade of grass could be planted, it could end up costing $20 million. The Stranahan House says they'll pay over and above the $8 million. Well, they've tried to raise money before and it didn't happen, so who's going to get stuck?
Who's the Stranahan House? What is that? Pardon my ignorance, but I have no idea what that is.
Stranahan House is on Las Olas in the river, and it was the original trading post back in the early...
Trading post, yeah.
Yeah, it was, it's a historical site, and they have tours there. They only charge our little kids that are 8 years old in schools $11 to go through
it. What a bargain. I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's the Stranahan House. It's one of our historical buildings.
I've heard of the Eastman House in Rochester, but I never heard of the Stranahan House in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyhow, they would like to have it so that they can have more social.
Well, they're not going to have it. The answer is no. We don't want the park.
No.
Agreed.
Vote against
no.
I don't know what it's all about, but if this lady says no, say no.
Too.
Always be on the safe side by voting
no.
Whenever it has to do with voting taxpayers' money, if you're not really sure, just say no to be on the safe side.
You got it, because it would remove a $300 tax base, too.
Okay, bye-bye to that.
Bye.
Go out and vote again.
Vote no.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Yeah, let's get at least 100 people out there to vote today. That should put it over the edge, because nobody's going to vote in the primary, because it's already a done deal. You got your Gore and you got your Bush. Boy, I tell you, that incense is really strong. Man, oh.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Cinnamon.
We are really incensed. Our poll question today on our website, neilrogers.com, should marijuana be legalized? I'm sure Eric will be giving us another update very soon. But our first 108 votes, 96 said yes, and 12 had the audacity to say
no,
which I just am. And you notice nobody calls this show and has the audacity, there's that word again, to argue with me about it. Well, it is audacious and bodacious and prodigious to say no. What kind? You know something? Those people that vote no, they must know that guy from Port St. Lucie or wherever that guy was from Pigeonhole, Florida, wherever he was. Cornhole. Here's Cape Coral. Speaking of that, hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm a partner in one of the lesser hotels next door to the Holiday Inn where these 6 pro baseball players were mugged. And I'm in constant touch with my 2 managers, the daytime manager and the nighttime manager, and we know most of the pimps up and down the street there. It was a pimp who got these ball players individually.
I don't even know what story you're talking about.
The 6 pro baseball players in Kissimmee.
I know. When did this happen?
It happened last week.
Last week? Sure never made it down here. It wasn't in my newspaper. I never heard about it.
The 6 baseball players, major leaguers, they're training down at the baseball field in Kissimmee.
No.
We have a training area here, beautiful training field, just like you have here like we have here in Fort Myers.
Yeah.
And I'm of the opinion that, and I know these managers. I work with them. I have a daytime manager and a nighttime manager, and they know everybody up and down the street. There are a lot of pimps there and streetwalkers, and they chose to get in touch. One of these pimps got in touch individually with these baseball players. And they rounded them up and they told them about a party. And that's when they stepped in with the criminal element. And that's when they raided the place. And one of the guys that held up these ball players, they had them all together for communal sex, you know. They thought they were going to bring the girls around.
Yeah.
And
well, even without the girls, I guess they still could have probably gone ahead, yeah.
Well, these men are pro baseball
players. Right, that's what I'm saying.
They don't know that. They don't know
shower together.
Kissimmee has a main drag like your Biscayne Boulevard.
Right.
With a lot of sleazy motels.
Hookers, yeah.
Hookers. I mean, look, I have 2 managers. One of them speaks Spanish even. I mean, they know what's going on.
Oh, they know they're hookers, those
and we're 7 buildings away from the Holiday Inn.
Way of life.
I'm a part owner of a lesser motel. I'm not going to give you the name, but this is what happened. And a pimp took it upon himself to gather these ball players down. Instead of asking them for their autographs, they got friendly with them, and they came down to the motel thinking they were going to have a party. Meanwhile, some criminal came in there and held them up.
Yeah.
They had their pants down. Usually, you know what they did, don't you? Actually, they were up on the 2nd floor.
With their pants down.
They were up on the 2nd floor. The rooms were on the 2nd floor.
They were doing the moonwalk.
2 guys came in with their guns. You hear this?
Yeah.
These 6 ball players had to drop their pants, and they threw them right over the back of the motel into the yard.
With their pants down.
Yeah, they got their money and everything.
So there's a motto for all you kids out there, especially the ones on the West Coast where that guy called before who said, don't say asshole again. Don't get caught with your pants down. 3 minutes before noon at 560 WQAM.
We got your sports right here.
Yeah!
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
And now, filling in for Terrell Davis, it's Troy Aikman for Campbell's Chunky Soup. Let's take a call.
Hello, Troy.
Hi, Mom. Don't worry. I'm eating my Campbell's Chunky Soup.
I don't care about the damn soup.
What?
Did you find a nice girl yet?
Mom, I told you.
You have enough of them sending their panties to the house. You could at least humor one of them.
I told you, Martha, the boy's the fruit.
Is that Dad?
Don't listen to your father.
Tell him to shut up.
I didn't make the boy that way. Must have been your mother, Martha, always bringing over them pink muffins she's cooking.
Don't listen to him. As long as you're happy with a nice girl, that's all we care about.
But, Mom.
No buts.
Okay, well, thanks for sitting in, Troy, but you might not sitting so close. Join us next week when, don't touch me, Terrell Davis returns.
1202 at 560 WQAM. 567, and by the way, the last caller, the one that went on and on and on and repeated himself 400 times about the baseball players with their pants down around their ankles. That was a chronic West Coast caller named Carl, which we had several spy reports about, and everybody who called said that. Don't call us, Carl. We don't talk to chronics. East Coast, West Coast, underwater, above water, we don't want to talk to you. You got it, Carl?
No.
Too bad. Although the story was true. And, of course, Carl was pretty excited about hearing about all those ball players with their pants around their ankles. 5670560. If Craig Biggio was one, that might be pretty interesting. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. The out-of-town line, 877-785-6345. Here's Aventura. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes? I'm waiting. And he's gone. Okay, he just panicked under the pressure. Our dark-complected friend there, he just panicked under the pressure. He said hello. I said hello. And that was it. He got tongue-tied. Cat got his tongue? Sorry. Maybe he'll bring it back. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, I just wanted to call about, was it in Clearwater, the guy who called about the asshole thing?
No, it was in some horrible place, Punta Gorda, I think.
Yeah, some Hicksville.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that if you're so worried about his kids, maybe you should send him up to that priest.
Yeah.
That, because he's such a moral man. And
Right,
we're just
that's
all,
correct.
we're all such
We
terrible.
all know about the priest. He's an asshole. He's another one.
Yeah, so
With so many assholes running around, how could we not say it?
exactly. I mean, the leader of the assholes is a guy running around in a skirt who finally decides to apologize after
With a beanie on.
With a beanie on.
With a beanie, baby.
For murdering, maiming for 1,000 years.
I'm surprised the Pope didn't apologize for stealing the beanies from the Jews, too, while he was at it.
That's kind of insulting, actually. I mean, you can at least give us a little credit, you know.
Right.
But I guess we killed Jesus, so,
I forgot about
a
that.
little pissed off
Damn
about
it.
that. Well, I just wanted to call to put in my 2 cents.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good one.
And I'll pray for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai, bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-ba, baray pri al-gofen, let's have the wine. Yeah, a lot of wine. Too much wine, I think, in all these religions. That's the problem. They're all a little bit stoned out of their minds. If they start smoking a good ganja, man, that's a religion for everybody in this town.
Yeah, man.
That's our poll question, by the way. Should we legalize marijuana? And if you say yes, we're going to send some free samples to your home. If you say no, we're going to come and beat the crap out of you. We're going to have one of our Jamaican friends come to your home and beat the crap out of you if you say no. Not that I want to skewer the result, of course, because that's the one good thing about our polls on the website. They're all absolutely anonymous, which really butchers up the audience, too, by the way. Have you noticed that? It really butchers them up big time. And how come nobody is called to tell us what those other stations are they listen to in the morning and in the afternoon that come under Other? Other was number 2 in the morning and Other's number 2 in the afternoon.
You got me.
Yeah, except that fax we had yesterday about magic. You think our audience is listening to magic?
No.
I sure hope not. Here's a mobile in Sunrise. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I know how the BSO could have taken care of that guy in Pompano in about half the time.
Yeah.
All they had to do was fly down those 4 or 5 cops from New York that shot that guy 70-something times, put him beside the car and say, he's got a gun.
Yeah, he's got a wallet. Okay, thanks. Good idea. By the way, Litchfield, Connecticut, a white police officer was convicted Monday of manslaughter for shooting an unarmed black suspect in the back at point-blank range. In the back. Scott Smith, 28, is the first Connecticut police officer to be charged with murder for an action committed in the line of duty. The jury acquitted the New Milford officer of murder but found him guilty of intentional manslaughter in the December 1998 shooting of Franklin Reed. Smith could get up to 40 years in prison when sentenced on May 5 on El Cinco de Mayo. A trillion thanks to the jury for your courage to do the right thing, said Reed's mother, Pearly Lynn Reed. Pearly Lynn. Pearlylyn. Pearly Lynn Reed. The officer said he shot Reed 27 because he thought Reed was reaching for a weapon. Reed was unarmed. A short folding knife was discovered in a jacket found a few feet away from his body. A little one like that, and the knife too. Smith shot Reed once in the back. Prosecution witnesses testified they saw Reed sitting or lying down moments before the shooting. An expert testified for prosecution that Smith's boot print was on Reed's shirt. Reed had led Smith on a brief foot chase. Reed had eluded another officer earlier in the day. The charges against Smith brought protests from hundreds of police officers, of course, because the police, even though this guy was shot in the back and his boot print, his bloody boot print was found on his shirt, they never shot anybody who doesn't deserve it. And then it's got his rap sheet on here, too, this guy. Scumbag. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Boca. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Mister. Hi, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
I'm trying to call about this Brian Berard situation.
Yes.
And what's up with this 20% rule? Just because he lost one of his eyes, now he's ineligible to play in the National Hockey League?
Well, let me ask you this. How do you think somebody can protect himself playing hockey with one eye?
I've done it for years.
You have?
Yes.
Okay. Whatever you say.
You didn't ask him what team he was on.
I don't care. Probably the Panthers. See, we're talking about an eye in the... We're not talking about the one-eyed snake that you're talking about, sir. We're talking about the eye in the sky with the Alan Parsons Project. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Good. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. A lot of calls about that Chris Wells trade with the Rangers. That's the Panthers' big movement right before the trading deadline, which is less than 3 hours away. And I'm sure that our astute sports staff, since they're so involved with the show here in the midday, I'm sure that if there's any trades between now and then or going on this morning already, we'll hear about them here. In fact, I better turn on ESPN now that I think of it. Glad I reminded myself. I'm sitting here watching some stupid movie. What is it about this movie that I like besides C. Thomas Howell? Huh? Kid? I don't even know what this movie is.
Raved about it before. He goes back and kills everybody, the tennis ball with the bug spray and everything.
Oh, yeah, with C. Tom, I do, but I can't watch that right now. Sorry, Tom, who's living in Toronto now, by the way. Oh, there's Don Shula.
Had him in the Super Bowl, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, okay, whatever you say, Don. We don't care about Don Shula. We want to see about the trades. Here's the thing about Marino. Oh, Christ almighty. I'll put on ESPN News. Maybe they got something like a commercial. Here's a call from Anchorage, Alaska. Hello.
Neil God.
Yes, sir.
Hey, all right. This is talk about God's country. This is it up here, buddy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we up here, kids, spring break, whatnot. Find the strikingest thing is that everywhere you go, people are friendly. You stop for directions. Right. Yeah, here's where you need to go. Here's what you need to do.
Not
I told
here.
them, Florida. The first time they shoot you a bird, the second time they shoot you.
That you got it. Very well said.
We're question. Our next journey is going to be to your place, one of your stomping grounds, Amsterdam. The question I have for you is,
all right,
can you get around on just public transportation, or do you really need to rent a car?
Do not rent a car.
Okay.
Because the streets, most of them are very narrow. It's a very tough city to drive in. The subways, not subways, but the trams are great and the buses, and it's a very easy walking city. You don't want to rent a car there.
Okay, and closing, can I hear, I saw, I'm not going to reiterate Danny Boy's retirement, but I saw the Humper doing the interview. Can you give a hey stupid in closing?
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Hey, stupid.
Thanks, Neil.
Okay.
Bye.
One more, Hank. Come on.
Hey, stupid.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. I got ESPN News on now. I'm not going to wait for these guys because they won't give us crap. You know what I'm saying? Even though
McCarthy, Carolina for Kent Manderville.
I beg your pardon? Kent Manderville traded to Philadelphia for that Indian Sandy McCarthy. Kent Manderville, I beg your pardon? What did I say?
Philadelphia.
No, Sandy McCarthy was with Philadelphia.
That's what they said.
Well, they had, but don't you understand? Carolina had to make the trade with somebody else. I know you're not a sports guy, but when a trade, they don't make the trade within the own team. Carolina and Philadelphia. Sandy McCarthy goes from Philadelphia to Carolina, and Kent Manderville goes from the Carolina to...
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Kent Manderville, former Toronto Maple Leaf, former Cornell Redman. Good Canadian boy, eh? As Don Cherry would say, he's okay. And, of course, Sandy McCarthy, another goon. Oh, the Flyers have one less goon. What are they going to do now? 10 minutes past noon rhymes with goon.
He's at the beach. That's my big guy named Leonardo. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed superstar with a skinny kid physique. He's at the beach. Girls won't care about his acting, 'cause they'll be busy dying laughing when they see his package through his swimming breeze.
So Hank is here gloating about the fact that 43.8% of our audience listens to Hank in the afternoon, which you even beat other, which is excellent. Morning, the first team only did 15.3%. So like I said, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., we got a team here. The worst team, they got their own team, and I think the name speaks for itself. So anyway, yeah, Hank was talking on Friday about when he was doing his appearance at Gulfstream. I almost drove off the road about the old bag that was bitching you out, and you could hear her in the back. It was kind of like when you were at the golf tournament, you could hear the other people in the back, but you couldn't hear what they were saying. And then this old bag, I hear, like that, and you just went nuts, and it was one of my people, one of my Hellendale people.
It certainly was. She left a little trail of sweet and low as she went off into the sunset.
Of white powder. Oh, God, what a place. It's 16 past noon at 560 WQAM. Hank will be doing his NCAA preview show, his NCAA gambling show at 2 o'clock this afternoon. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Only in Miami could you go into the remote and be bitched out. Your language is disgusting. How could you use such language? Old bitch. Here's a mobile in Kendall. Hello. Like I said, here's a mobile in Kendall. Hello. See, now how do you like that? Yeah. It was a psychic thing on my part. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Out of town, 877-785-6900. 6345. Come and see George this Saturday, noon to 2 at the Primeco store in the Oakwood Plaza Shopping Center. Miguel's going to be there spinning a wheel. Yeah, he's going to be spinning a wheel. Hands off Miguel, okay? Look, don't touch. That's what he told me. And there'll be plenty of prizes, including foreigner tickets, State County Fair tickets, QM Frisbees, koozies.
Some people say cozy.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Cozies, not koozies, nephew. Cozies, you idiot, you moron, you simpleton, you. T-shirts and plenty of food from Atlantic City Subs in Hollywood. Noon to 2. That's in Hollywood, East of 95 between Sterling and Sheridan at Primeco. Noon to 2 this Saturday. Koozies. Oh, please don't tell me Miguel wrote this.
He said scusi.
Oh, yeah, scusi. I didn't know he spoke Italiano. Yeah, I know what they look like. I've seen one before. And the cozy, too. 567-0560. That's what Miguel calls his foreskin, koozie. Yeah. 567-0560, pound 560.
I thought that's where he put it.
Well, isn't that a cozy? Something you stick something else on the inside? Right. And then if you don't watch it, it falls right out. When you least expect it. Well, you just leave him alone, for crying out loud. Leave him alone, okay? Although I feel a lot better now that I saw him. A lot better. I'm kind of squeezing it a little bit myself, my koozie. Here's a sunrise, rhymes with Susie. Hello.
Yeah, I meant to call yesterday, but the phones were tied up.
No, they weren't.
Well, when I called, it was.
Never.
But
These phones are never tied up. You can get through no waiting on this show.
I really like Glenn Hill, and I really feel bummed out that he was given such short shrift by your board out there. Because he was good. He described movies. He never had Buy Gringo a beer day. But, you know, that scary talent you have there, George, is just outrageous.
Yeah.
It keeps me on the edge. When you're gone, he'll be shopping at Wiggy Town around. Don't forget how to be a board up, George.
Well, why shouldn't you take some Schmidt today, too, huh?
Oh, that's fine. That's
he
his
doesn't
crowd.
like you, okay? He don't like you.
That's fine. That was his crowd.
And I think that when
I still have those tapes.
Oh, now you're picking on the guy's dead, for crying out loud. And you're
no, not the
picking
guy
on
that
him.
called in. He's not dead. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the bird is dead, and you're picking on the bird.
I wasn't picking on him.
Don't pluck the bird, okay?
He's horrendous
you know
on the
something? I bet I still have that. Is that in this thing? Pluck the bird? No, but I know where that card is somewhere around here. Damn it. There's more damn good stuff that isn't in the DCS. Pluck the bird. You remember that?
Yeah.
I'll find it back there. Don't get so surly just because this guy thinks you're an asshole. And don't say asshole again, because the guy from Punta Gorda, wherever the hell he's from, will call back. All his little 20-year-old kids out there. That's why I purposely asked him, how old are these kids? Oh, well, they're going into high school. They're going into high school, and he's afraid they're going to hear the word asshole. Oh, my God. Give this guy the job as commissioner of the SC&C. He'd be perfect. And like they say over there in Beasley Broadcasting, they don't come any fouler than Mark. You know Mark Fowler?
Loan me $50.
Yeah, I wonder how he got all that stock, by the way. Good old Mark Fowler. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing? Before I get to my couple points, I had a question. Where did you say you graduated from university again?
Who graduated?
You did.
I didn't graduate from any university. Are you out of your mind?
Oh, I thought you had attended university. I'm sorry. I thought you'd mentioned
I didn't say I graduated. I went to Michigan State.
Ah, okay.
The great Michigan State in East Lansing, Michigan, sir. Don't be messing with them, with the Spartans.
Did you study broadcasting?
I didn't study anything. I studied beer drinking.
Studied beer drinking.
Yeah, Meisterbach.
All right. Hey,
Not
listen,
gallons.
I had to make a couple observations. One is that this is a totally junior varsity town.
Yeah,
This morning
that's
on your news report, there was a guy who had dropped a mattress on the Dolphin Express, the Palmetto, somewhere on the expressway,
Yeah.
and caused like a huge backup. I'm driving down Unity Boulevard on 22nd Avenue, and dude had transported about 10 of those stackable tables, and he hadn't tied them down, and he had put them in the flatbed of his truck and left the flap down. And there he was, picking up all 15 of them suckers off the road and just causing the biggest backup.
Yeah.
As far as the cops shooting people in the back is concerned, I have yet to be as disgusted and repulsed as I've been lately by the actions of most major police departments that are with these horrendous stories about shootings, killings, and all of these, on generally people that you would think, they're not the most desirable elements of our, but they're people, and you'd think that before someone got that 72nd round off, you'd think they could maybe, pause to think what they're doing before they just
all of these things.
Yeah.
shoot unarmed people in the back or stick whatever it is. What was that other case in
He
New
probably
York?
had a wallet.
A broom handle up a guy's
Right, which they just got convicted of, by the way, and they're going to wait for a long time, thank goodness, yes.
And I hope
because
they
he
do
was
to
a
them
Haitian.
in jail. I hope they do to them in jail what they normally do to ex-policemen in jail.
Yeah, man.
Those guys deserve it. I mean, what kind of
The only thing I'll be able to say
puppy-
was it felt like a broom handle. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Let's see, when is Eric going to put up a message board on the website? We're not putting up a message board on the website ever. That's the answer to that question, ever. No, we don't want, we already played that game once, no mas. It's a fax from somebody in Orlando who's talking to me at Chinik about Real Radio and Jim Phillips and Phil and Drew Garbo and Greta Garbo and Howard and yada, yada, yada. It says, took part in your poll, filled out other for Jim Phillips. Jim mentions you all the time. He says you're the best in the business. Always liked that Jim Phillips in Orlando. What a talent. What a great talent. Never heard him, but he's a hell of a talent. Jim Phillips in Orlando on Real Radio. Great, great talent. He says, I'm the best in the universe. Isn't that what... okay. That's what Phil said, too. That's what everybody says who's like an important person. Around here, they say, oh, he's a pain in the ass fag. Which, why can't you be both? Why can't you be the best in the business and a pain in the ass fag at the same time, right? F&A, baby. Here's our poll results so far. Boy, has this pissed me off. Very simple question. And, of course, if I knew what the answer was going to be, why ask the question, right? If you're going to get like 99%, there's no point asking the question. What was that kid's name, by the way? Chris what? I feel bad that I can't remember that name. I wrote it down. What was his name? Chris, come on.
Well, I got it written down here.
Well, I did too, and I can't find it
Klein.
now. Chris Klein. I should remember that. That's a good Jewish name. You think he's Jewish?
No.
Huh? Robert Klein, he's Jewish, ain't he? Yeah, Klein. Anyway, should marijuana be legalized? We have 201 votes as of noon. Well, we're getting a lot of votes on that website now. We're going to have 400 by the end of the show today. We had over 1,000 on the weekend. That was astonishing to me. 1,046 votes should kneel by a gun. 543 said, yes. And 543 said, no. What are the odds of that happening ever again? And you know what I'm saying? They can't control that because they're only getting one vote and they have no idea. You know what I'm saying? Fitty. Write down the list. Did I get a gun? None ya. None your business. What do you think? So anyway, 201 votes on should marijuana be legalized, and yes, 165, 82%. No, 36, 18%. Is that shocking?
Yeah, man.
That we have 18% in this audience who say no? Have any of those people called up to explain why they say no?
No.
And you want to know why? Because they probably don't have the balls to do it, to argue with an expert like me. Not an expert on smoking it, just an expert on freedom and common sense and around the world, the way real living and breathing people live. Every person that was ever convicted of a marijuana-related crime, I'm not talking about something violent they did, but growing, dealing, buying, possessing, all those people should be out on the street right now. Every single one. And especially starting in New York State with those ridiculous Rockefeller drug laws that are just outrageous, obnoxious, anti-human, disgusting. Am I right?
Yes!
F&A. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
Great.
You know, the other day I was in the Grove, and they were giving away some Panthers stuff, and they had a wheel, and you spun it, and I won the grand prize with some hockey tickets.
Great.
But I've never been there, so I was wondering if you could tell me if they were any good. It's section 420.
Oh, nosebleed. Get binoculars.
Really far?
Bring oxygen and binoculars.
So you think it's worth it to go or not?
Sure.
Yeah?
What game is it for?
Montreal Canadiens.
No, I guess. Just bring some of that frog repellent spray when you go up there.
Oh, another thing, what do you think about Mariah and Luis Miguel? What do you think about that?
What do I think about it? There's one word I'd like to pose to you, okay? Beard.
Beard. I don't get it.
Okay, think about it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, out-of-town line, 877-785-6345. Beard, like Liz Taylor. What's the other one? What's her name?
Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields, very good. Who was supposedly married to Andre Agassi and who was also going with Michael Jackson and was going with, I think she was also going out with Paul, what's his name, Paul Lind, before he jumped out the window. Yeah, and definitely she's dating Charles Nelson Riley is what I'm hearing. It's hot and heavy. And also the guy from that didn't die. The guy that didn't die from the movie show, from the movie with Roger Ebert. What?
Oh, Ebert.
He's married to some black chick.
We're the bomb. Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Danny boy, the sparks are flying.
Oh!
From whence the chair to hell you'll surely fly. Your days are done, and when they finally strap you in, I'll pull the switch and proudly wave bye-bye.
Oh!
And now,
Top 32 at 560 QM. I just happened to notice that in the DCS there, and I haven't played that in ages. Now, was that Danny Rolling? Are you sure who was the Gainesville
No, I'm
killer?
not sure. That's just my guess.
But Guitar Man did that originally. I bet we still haven't fried that creep. And, of course, if we haven't fried him, that means he's just going to get a shot. We got a shot for Danny. But I figured it was the day after Danny's, this big Simus about Danny, so why not play something about Danny, right?
Uh-huh.
Even though it ain't the same Danny. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
I was on your website voting for your question today.
Yes, sir.
And I saw your countdown, your days left till you work.
Yeah.
That's George's countdown, too. Hey, George.
I wonder who punched up the thing for him, got him on the PC.
The guy with the eyes.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Or maybe it was the guy with one eye. Yeah, the hockey player that only had one. Don't you remember that guy that called in before? I don't know where the hell that is. I think it's under Bush. As in,
For Christ's sake, she's only got one eye.
yeah, that's not bad. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Mobile in Fort Lauderdale, which I hear a deadly silent sound on there, which means they're long gone. Probably just as well. Here's Marathon. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Rogers, how you doing?
Okay, Mr. Caller.
Hey, a little spy report, this and that. Okay, I want to let you know. Now, forget the gun. Forget the gun. For that kind of money, you could get extra security.
Could get what?
Extra security.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you could have the police patrol your area. When you're threatened by somebody, you can have police patrol
I could have
your
the police patrol the plantation police?
Well, not really.
Yeah.
It's like living down here in the Keys. We got more cops than we do have people.
Well, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't have any cops. We have cops that were getting coffee on the corner of Broward University, and we got cops on Hiatus Road with speed traps shooting their gun. That's all we got. 567. I've lived in Plantation Acres for over 10 years now. Have I ever seen a cop patrolling our residential neighborhood?
No.
Once?
No.
Ever? No. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out of town line, 877-785-6345. And I do appreciate your interest, by the way, sir, and your concern, but my suggestion to you would be mind your own business. Here's Oakland Park. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I was wondering if you or any of your listeners knew anything about the Broward County Sheriff's Department taking over the Oakland Park Police Department.
No.
Yeah,
a little too parochial for us.
there's going to be some kind of town meeting tonight, either at the Oakland Park Library or at the...
Well, do they have any swing clubs in Oakland Park?
Probably not.
Well, they won't now. You can be sure of that. So you're saying...
Ken Jenny's going to be at this meeting tonight.
Yeah.
So,
well, give him my regards. Give him a big kiss for me. Put it on the lips.
I was wondering what kind of insight you might have. You know, I keep hearing about this fascist, and I was wondering what...
no matter what he wants, just say
no.
Just tell him no. Just tell him to stay the hell out. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He'll be knocking on your door 3 a.m. and see who's naughty and nice if you don't keep his ass out.
Yeah, I don't really see the difference between cops and sheriffs, though. I mean, what's the difference going to be between...
it's like the difference between, your local police and the SS. I think that's the difference. Yeah, that's what they said in Berlin, in Munich.
All right.
And they just stopped Hitler at Munich.
And you got my vote. Legalize marijuana.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Sounds like he's already ahead of the game. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. West Coast, North Coast, Palm Beach on the out-of-town line. It's 877-785-6345. Oh, man, it's only Tuesday? You got to be kidding me. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You were talking about that guy, Ed Pope. He makes your balls. He makes me puke. He's a senile old man.
Yes.
He's the reason I can't get that. I don't even get that paper anymore. It's
Good.
just
Good choice.
awful. And as for that Marino, first of all, he didn't seem to be a very articulate fellow. And the only thing I remember from him are all these interceptions that he threw late in the game. And
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out-of-town line, 877-785-6345. Didn't seem to be a very articulate fella. Here's Coconut Creek. Hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
Nice to talk to you. I just had a flashback. I wanted to tell you first about when I was a kid, I used to clean pools, and listening to you and the bird was great, especially that call about the bird. And I just hate to see him gone. It's a shame.
Yeah.
No, George.
But his cackle lives on. Well, George hated him like poison. There are a lot of people that George despises. Jeff Rimmer, he hates. He hates Josh Friedman, which is a good choice.
Well, the alligator arms.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it. But the reason I called was
and how's he going to get Rimmer to buy him that free lunch if he continues harboring this hostility?
Well, that's why George hates him.
Right.
That's exactly
Just
right.
because he's cheap?
I heard him the other night on Inside the NHL. That was quite funny. Somebody called and wanted to team up with somebody besides the frog guy.
Besides what?
Oh, what's his name?
Denise
Potvin. Yeah, Potvin. That was it.
Yeah.
But the reason I really called was so funny when Hank was on, the lady at the track reminded me of Hallandale Vice.
Yeah.
I just thought that was perfect.
That was the point. Yeah.
That was it.
Okay.
See ya. They stunk.
567-0560. We got 4,500 open lines here today. No waiting. Get you on right away within at least 5 seconds or less. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out-of-town line where they don't even know who the hell what that song was about. Although, thank God that we had that call from our good buddy Carl over there about the ball players with their pants down around their ankles. He seemed pretty juiced up about that. 877-785-6345 on the out-of-town line. Here's Pompano. Hello.
Hey, George, clean my pool, you...
Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello. Mobile in Miami.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Oh, hi.
Are we disturbing you? I mean, you called us.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the time delay is on this, on your broadcast.
Why is that?
Oh, some counties don't have a time delay on their radio broadcasts.
Yeah, we do.
What is it, a minute and a half?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
So in other words, you have no material. Is that what you're trying to say, sir? You have nothing to say. You're trying to figure out how long the delay is?
That's all.
Okay, and there's what the dial tone sounds like. 567-0560. That call right there, that's what South Florida is all about.
Oh!
You heard it. If you heard that, you don't need to hear no more. Get on the goddamn bus, get on the Hershey Highway, and hightail it out of town. That's my advice to every one of you, okay? Because that call right there, that was the epitome of what this town is all about. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. World famous out-of-town line, that big hotshot line, 877-785-6345.
Her family likes a mess. Her husband stained her dress, caught him cheating and he confessed. She's powerful. She moved to New York State. Her husband said that sounded great, but that'll give him time to fornicate. She knows he's unfaithful. Meet Hillary. You heard about Whitewater. You know they never caught her. Take a look at her big hindquarters. Ain't they bountiful? Meet Hillary. She wants to be a senator, but who would ever vote for her? Giuliani would concur. In fact, he wrote most of these words. Yeah, Rudy wrote all of these words. And he really isn't fond of her. Fuck the bird! Fuck the bird!
Yeah, don't pluck with a bird, I'll tell you that right now. I want to thank our good friend Howard, who sends me this list of all the Jewish holidays for the next 500 years here. He's an optimist. March 21st, Purim. We got Purim coming up. It's the 14th already. A week from today. Rhymes with Hey. And do we have Hamantashen yet?
No.
I don't know how far in advance of Purim they start with a Hamantashen, but we better start getting some in here real soon. Real soon before it's too late. Thanks, Howard. And happy Sukkot. Look at that phone, boy. 2 calls on the board. Here it is, 1:45. We're going to make it?
No.
No. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out of town line, 877-785-6345. Here's a mobile in Coconut Creek. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I missed the early part of your show about you talking about you want to get a gun. What for?
I wasn't talking about that today. That was last week.
I'm sorry. I heard you about people call and say they want to give you about you not getting a gun and all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a weapons specialist in the Army.
Yeah.
Okay? If you want to get a gun, you get yourself a gun. You get a Glock. Damn thing don't jam. You never have to worry about cleaning it, and I'll even teach you how to shoot it.
Yeah.
Okay? My other point I'm calling is all these people, the young guy you had calling about the Oakland Park, the Ken Jennings.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out of town line is dead as a doornail. Boy, I'll tell you, I think yesterday was the day that it officially died. Jimmy is already gone, thank goodness, and now Danny's officially gone. I think this state is like folded up its tent, official. Mark it down, March 14, 2000, whatever the hell this year is. Mark it on your calendar. The day that Florida died, official. A tisket, a tasket, let's find a big casket. Here's a mobile in Jupiter. Hello.
Neil, how are you?
Okay.
From St. Louis, and I just wanted to say it's the first time I heard your show, and I really admire your open-mindedness. We don't have much of that in St. Louis, so it's refreshing to hear. I came in on the tail end of something where I heard you say...
Are you the guy that was on the air this morning with the worst team?
The worst team?
Yeah.
No.
On our morning show, you didn't call the morning show because there was some guy called who's covering down here for baseball. But anyway, from KML.
Well, there's a station down here covering it, but there's a bunch of people from St. Louis. Just comes down for about a week and watches some of the games.
Mm-hmm.
Gets out of the crappy weather in St. Louis. One thing I did, I came in the call on the end of a conversation. I heard you say swing clubs.
Yeah.
Was that a topic of the day?
Was it a topic of the day?
Was it something you brought up? Only because I'm familiar with Plato's Retreat in Lauderdale.
Right.
And there's a couple of places in Jamaica that I go to that are frequented by a lot of swingers. So I was just curious if that was a topic.
Well, no, that's just that our law enforcement here continues raiding them and shutting them down and trying to close them down. That's one of the hobbies of our Broward Sheriff's Department here, which is why everybody hates them like poison, because they keep sticking their nose in everybody else's business.
Why should that bother them, what other people do with their free time?
Well, because they're a bunch of fascists, and they're very concerned about what other people are doing with their free time, and they want to embarrass and humiliate and degrade people, teachers, and whoever else they can cost their jobs, which they've done. And that's the name of the game down here. It's a police state.
Is that the reason why there's one nude beach that I know of, and I have to drive an hour and a half from Jupiter to
That is correct.
all over to get
That
to
is
it?
absolutely correct. Well, you do recall that it was like, what, about 100 years ago we drove the spring break kids out of here? We don't want living and breathing people down here. We don't want people who want to have a good time. This is a Neanderthal place, which I'm sure you're discovering rapidly.
Well, I enjoy the state. I just, you come to Florida and it's sunny, you would think
You
that
got
people
palm
want to
trees
take their
and
clothes
sunshine
off.
and water, and that's it. No, we don't want any nudity. In fact, we're not too crazy about nudity inside the house. If we're up to the BSO, they'd force everybody to join the Mormon church so they could walk around with their magic underwear on at all times.
Well, I appreciate the show, and Hungover is a nice beach. If you'd have more of them here, I think you'd have a lot more visitors.
Watch out for the
having a good
pervs with
time.
the binoculars in the bushes. Have a great day, pal.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay. Watch out for those ugly perverts with their binoculars in the bush. Shh. Oh, sorry, George. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Isn't it amazing? People come down here and they say, oh, yeah, but it's so beautiful. And you got the water and the sun and the sand and the sand and the sun and the water and the sun and the water and the sand. Yeah, and what else? And the BS and a bunch of other Nazis down here. And, of course, the governor, don't forget him when it comes to fascism. He's right up there at the top of the list, our one-term governor. Bye-bye, Jebster. You're out. You're out. Gives me such great pleasure. I'm just watching him squirm and he's squeezing it. He's out. And he's also going to help his brother lose the state of Florida come November, too. Nice going there, Jeb. It's a family affair. Here's a lady mobile in Miami. Hello. Okay, great. Thank you. She said it's really me, really Schmitty, but she left the M out. Whew. Well, she sure was not long, was she?
No.
Not too long, sweetheart. Introduce her to the guy from Punta Gorda, okay, the one that's upset about asshole. Too bad he couldn't have heard that. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. What did she say that was so bad? I mean, what was so terrible about it?
I feel really, really shitty.
Yeah, how come if a Doug frog like that can say that intentionally on TV, how come we have to dump it here on radio? A dumb frog like Denise Potvin. And when I say dumb, underline the MM. Man, is he a moron? Is he a moron?
Uh-huh.
Is he an idiot?
Uh-huh.
Does he have any information for us?
No.
No. Does he understand the game?
No.
Does he know the rules?
No.
But he's a Hall of Famer, don't forget that. Here's a mobile in Palm Beach. Hello.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
Neil.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
I haven't
Happy
called you in
Tuesday.
about whatever. I haven't called you in about 3 years, and I just wanted to comment on that weapons specialist in the Army or whatever he was about the Glock.
The guy with his Glockenspiel, yeah.
Yeah. If you're a first-time gun buyer, I don't know even. I just got in my car. I'm heading home from work now. I'm a corrections officer, and a little bit of firearms instruction too. If you're gonna buy guns, for the first time.
Yeah.
Get yourself a revolver, not on a semi-automatic weapon. Get yourself a revolver, something that shoots 6 bullets, something that's safe, and start yourself from there. And if you start getting into guns from that point on, then you go ahead and buy yourself a semi-automatic weapon. That weapons specialist sounds like the bridge guy that you used to have on several years ago. Who was the? Help me out, refresh my memory. I'm dying here.
What is it?
The bridge tender or something. That guy sounded like the bridge tender.
Which guy? What guy are you talking
The
about?
guy who called up, he said he was a weapons specialist in the Army.
Oh, I have no idea who the hell I was. He was some asshole. Or I should have said
yeah.
that. Yeah, that's what he was.
Well, I hope you don't call me that when I hang up.
No, not yet.
All right, have a good afternoon.
And back to you. Okay, let's end it right now, and you're okay. He's not a... Yeah, he sounded okay. Good guy. Well, this is kind of cute. This is from Don in Miami. Thanks, Don. Or is this Don Corleone?
Uh-huh.
And he kind of changed the cover from our CD thing. He says, I know you got a sense of humor. Yeah, I can handle it. And it's on the top it says, His Assholiness, Monsieur Neil Rogers, Monsewer. Nice going there, Don. Let's save that. Save that, put it on the next one. Are we going to do a next one?
No.
And you know something? It's interesting. Talking about how lethargic this audience is. Is it about 2 weeks ago, I believe, that I mentioned we're not going to be doing Center 1 anymore for our best of because of obvious reasons that we've had some problems with them. And when people don't start cooperating me when I'm trying to raise money for their charity, I say, okay, we had a good time. Bye-bye. We'll find somebody else who needs the money worse. I mean, it's a very good charity. They do a lot of good work, but we just had too many problems on all sides. And I said, it'd be nice to find some other charity that can use some money that we might think about. Did we get anybody suggest anything?
No.
No. Did you? Did anybody call you?
No.
No. That's the kind of bunch of deadhead audience we got out there. It's pathetic. We'd like to raise maybe 100, 150 grand for some worthwhile charity in this town come October. Any suggestion?
No.
Any ideas?
No.
Anybody care?
No.
Anybody give a flying Schmidt?
No.
No. Yeah, mental health, that sounds good. They could use a lot of money. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out of town line, 877-785-6345. Here's a mobile in Davie. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how's it going?
Okay.
You're right. The Florida does blow. I called to find out, did you see 60 Minutes this weekend with
No.
McVeigh? Oh, that's too bad.
With what?
Man, that's too bad. He has no effing remorse. And he feels comfortable in the fact that he knows when he's going to die.
Who's that?
Timothy McVeigh.
Oh, I didn't know. I wouldn't watch that.
Oh, okay. I thought that.
Why in the world would I want to watch them? Give him an opportunity to for a self-aggrandizement. That piece of crap.
I don't know. It's just me personally. I like to know what goes on in the mind and the psyches of these losers.
No.
Personally,
In fact, that's the reason I especially didn't turn on. I almost always do watch 60 Minutes, but the two things that they had on were him, and then they had on the limousine driver from the Diana business. I don't give a crap about Diana. I've had Diana up to my earlobes, so I passed.
And as far as Fort Lauderdale spring break, I was a young man during those times, Neil. Those were good days.
Those were the greatest days in the history of Fort Lauderdale. Then the old farts took over, and they got to the politicians, and they want to turn it into a funeral parlor, and everybody now says, oh, yeah, well, that was terrible, and all those dollar drinking and all that crap. Yeah, they should live so long.
I've been listening to you since then, Neil. I hope you stick around. I understand you're getting aggravated and everything, and nobody's giving you well, anyway, stick around, man. Thanks for a good time.
Hang in there. Nobody's giving me a flying crap is what he was trying to say. That's right. They don't give me anything, nothing. Just give us a phone system in here that works. What do you say?
No.
Come on, Greg. Give us a piece of equipment in here, just one piece of equipment that works all the goddamn time. That's all we ask is a phone system that works.
I will not give it to you.
Yeah, I know that. Piece of turd, crap burger.
I will not give it to you.
Crap on two legs. Very sad. Just give us a bunch of stuff in here, and it's obviously a very serious internal problem in here with the phone thing. You think by now any kind of a professional broadcast company, which leaves these people out, would have done something about it, and a bunch of phone experts in here. Of course, our phone expert is Bob DeMuth over there on the West Coast. He's the phone expert for Wanna Beasley Reed. He wouldn't know a phone if you stuck one up his rectum. That's right. But why not give it a shot? 567-0560, pound 560. On the AT&T. Bob DeMuth, by the way.
He's an asshole.
Big one. He fits in with the Beasleys like a finger in your
rectum.
I mean, just slides right in.
The Neil Rogers Show. Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Sports Radio 560. WQAM. Miami. Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, boy. It's the 1 to 2 hour.
Welcome to another edition of Inside Lifeless Sport Holes. Dre Stan Nasal Mist is our guest today. Yo, Dre.
Yo.
What do you have to say about your admirers who are obsessed and worship you in every way and base their intellect and entire existence on your ability to catch a ball?
I don't know what I've been told, but a big-legged woman ain't got no soul.
What's your take on the over and the under of the over of the underwear?
I don't know what I've been told, but a big-legged woman ain't got no soul.
And what's your take on those rumors flying around that you're articulate enough to replace Michael Jordan on those NCI spots? They say you're getting close to signing that contract.
I don't know what I've been told, but a big-legged woman ain't got no soul.
Tell us more about your charitable work for underprivileged children, helping to improve their mathematics skills through showing them how to properly weigh crack rock.
I don't know what I've been told, but a big-legged woman ain't got no soul.
We'll be back with more Inside Lifeless Sport Holes.
Thank you. I can't wait. 102 at 560 WQAM. We got Hank coming up with his big NCAA preview and gambling show at 2. Bookster at 6. Eddie K rhymes with GA at 10 as the beat goes on. Here's our total on our poll today. Should marijuana be legalized? 226 say
yes.
That's 83%. However, 46, which is 16.9%, 17% say
no.
46 say
no.
Have we had one of them call in and tell us why?
No.
Why it shouldn't be legalized?
No.
No. Of course not. And I wouldn't dare to call in on this show and say that either.
Yeah, man.
Because I'd make myself look ridiculous. And somebody in your position can't afford to look ridiculous. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's a mobile in Boynton Beach. Hello.
Mr. Rogers.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Regarding the ganja issue, make that 227 for Yemen.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. We got FBI agents driving backwards on 95. We got DEA agents blowing their partners away under alcohol, and we got marijuana illegal. It's insane.
Isn't that something? You got
By the way,
six-year-old kids with guns blowing away their schoolmates. That's okay.
Absolutely. Neil, have you ever heard of
NRA says too bad she didn't have one to defend herself with. Yes?
Have you ever heard of 420.com?
No.
It's a marijuana site. You have to look it up. It's amusing.
Okay.
420.com. I'm out of material.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Okay, trace the call. Go get his ass, okay? It's another one of those marijuana people. 567-0560, pound 560. Trying to pollute the world. That's what you're trying to do here. First you say asshole on the air, and all those 18-year-old kids are going to get really upset. It's going to change their lives forever. And then you try to turn them onto the wicked weed. We know what this show is all about. It sounds like a goddamn commie subversive thing to me. Yeah, that's what your agenda is, mister. And then you're going to make them all do a bunch of little faggots to top it all off. We know what's up your sleeve. We know what's up your rectum. Yeah, that's what you think. What's that out-of-town line number, by the way? 877-785. You think they smoke as much weed on the West Coast as they do over here? Now, they probably, well, it gets closer to Mexico. And we're closer to Colombia and Jamaica, a lot closer to Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
Oh, thank God for our Jamaican friends. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir? I'm
Great.
a first-time caller, and I appreciate your show. I just got one question, or a couple of questions to ask you, and this is kind of off the wall with what you guys are talking about today.
Off the wall.
I had a friend of mine that told me that you like to listen to Luis Miguel once in a while, and if you do, are you going to planning to go out to his concert in the next couple of weeks?
I love Luis Miguel, but no, I'm not going to his concert. I've seen him in concert about 85 times already, and as much as I like him, the answer is no. I'm not going.
Oh, that's a shame. Then we'll miss you there then.
Okay.
Well, you have a terrific show, and you have a great day, sir.
Gracias. Hasta que me olvides. What is it? 5670560. See, I caught him short with that. He wasn't expecting no spick talk from a cracker like me. And on the out-of-town line, we got 877-785-6345. Boy, I tell you, this is a battle with you bastards every day. And you want to know why? Because they're mostly a bunch of pussies. Just like calling in and ripping George on the day when he's not on. Well, call George on the day when he is on and rip him and see how long you're going to be on, okay? Although you do have a good point, him ripping the bird now that he's dead and can't defend himself.
I don't hate him. I'm not the one that fired him.
I didn't either. Mike Disney fired him at my insistence. No, as a matter of fact, at my suggestion. And I was on the phone for 15 seconds. The word wasn't out of my mouth a half a second. Okay, I got to go now. I got to go fire the bird. I mean, he just
left skid marks all the way down the hall.
The opportunity to save that $50,000 every year.
Only $50.
And not have to feed him anymore. I mean, that's just the way it was. Absolutely correct. He was becoming an impediment to the show, no matter what I wanted to see. And here you go. He just died, and you've managed to manipulate.
You're not going to hurt his feelings now,
well,
like you did when he was alive.
That's
and
true. He was becoming a real pain in the ass. But we had a good time at Zeta. That was the one good year. It was my fault for bringing him over to IOD. We don't need to have a whole bunch of other people when you're doing a midday show. When you're doing a morning show, you have to have a cast of characters. Him and Caprito was great. It worked out great. Caprito would eat and roll around on the floor, and he would sit there and do his thing and his fractured newscasts. And, what is that called, by the way? That's another thing we got with him on it. What was the IOD school
the Bird School of Broadcasting, and it's not in there.
It's not in here?
I wish it was. That was the greatest bit.
Yeah, but there's always...
He looks like a nerd. They call him Things are different since you left him. One less soldier is hanging round. Hang up right now. Whenever you call, you're one more funny critic, and the show goes right in the tank. We've got you to thank because all of the voices will play. I'm dying over here.
See, the interesting thing is we got zillions of people listening to the show right now who have no idea who the bird was or Glenn Hill, which was his real name, or any of that, didn't listen on Zeta, and you know what? Too bad. Too bad. That's the way it goes. 8 minutes after 1 at 560 WQAM.
Hi, Luis Miguel. Play it, baby.
Car theft is on the rise. In America, a car is stolen every 12 seconds. What can you do to protect your car? An expensive car alarm system won't protect your car from being stolen. The club won't protect the valuables inside your car. But a big black guy named Ben can.
Get away from the car, motherfucker.
For less than you'd pay for an expensive car alarm system, and even less than you'd pay for the club, you can get a big black guy named Ben to protect your automobile.
Get away from the car, motherfucker.
It's simple to use. Just leave the big black guy named Ben in your car whenever you get out, and he does the rest. Whenever anyone gets within 6 feet of your car, Ben simply gets out of the car and tells them,
Get away from the car, motherfucker.
Listen to these testimonials from people who use a big black guy named Ben.
It's always nice to have someone to ride with, although he really doesn't say much, just...
Get away from the car, motherfucker.
That's about it. I didn't get a big black guy named Ben to chat with. I got him to protect my car. It's the best investment I've ever made.
My neighborhood isn't that great. There have been a lot of car thefts. I can't tell you how many times I've heard...
Get away from the car, motherfucker.
Knowing that I've got a big black guy named Ben protecting my car lets me sleep better at night.
Call now, 1-800-1BIG-GUY. That's 1-800-1-BIGGUI. And instead of hearing this, you'll hear this.
Get away from the car, motherfucker.
114 at 560, or like the Panther fans, most of those goofy people want Big Black Peter. 114 at 560 WQAM. They're so vain, says the thing in the Herald this morning. Venezuelans top list and study of 30 nations. They can't keep their minds off their looks, it says, which is why they're so depressed, I guess. Have you ever seen a beautiful Venezuelan? Because there's a picture of Alicia Machado here, who, it says when she gained weight, she was told to drop 27 pounds or risk her Miss Universe 1996 title. She looks pretty chunky there on the front page, on the front of this article, which is on the front of the E section in the Herald. 2/3 of Venezuelan women think about their appearance all the time, making it the most vain and most self-conscious, and also nearly half the men. This is a Roper's worldwide research thing. Polled 1,000 people in each of 30 countries in Europe, North and South America, Asia, Africa, and Middle East. Venezuelan women acknowledge thinking about their appearance 65% of them all the time, way ahead of Russian women, 51%, Mexican women, 45%, South Africans, 42%, Filipinos, 35%, and American women, only 27%, which is why there's so many sloppy-looking Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Joe Pesci just walked in. Joe Pesci just walked in. If you could see what I'm looking at right now, you'd either laugh, cry, pee in your pants. What is that? Boca Brian had an animal die on his head.
It's Davy Jones from the Monkees.
It's his hair on Joe Pesci's face. What is that? Is that for serious? Is that for real? Please tell me no. Please tell me that that's not for serious. I've never seen anything so... You look like Howdy Doody on a bad day. Oh, good God. Where's Bob Eisenberg when we need him? Get Eisenberg up here. He'll make him feel better about himself. And it comes right at the time I'm reading this article about people feeling vain and worrying about how they look. Well, Boca Brian, does he worry about how he looks?
No.
Obviously not. Only 17% of American men and only 27% of American women give a crap about looking good, which is why there's most of us fat and ugly and gross looking. 94% of Venezuelans use deodorant, as opposed to Argentina, surpassed only by Argentina with 97%, but Brazil 76%, Russia 69%, and the Philippines only 32%. Maybe that's why Andrew Cunanan said they all smelled so bad over there. No right guard or left guard. Oh, I can't. I'm not going to be able to finish this show after looking at that. You're going to have to hide under the counter. That's serious? Where did you... Oh, okay. It's a piece. I knew it couldn't possibly be serious. Are you going to wear that actually in public? Maybe you could bring him to Primeco on Saturday. That's worth the price of admission. People would come from miles around to see Boca Brian with that piece. It's a beautiful thing. Wow. Here's Miami. Hello. Miami.
This is Miami.
Yes, sir.
I was just trying to confirm the fact that today is, I believe, the March 14th in the Gregorian calendar is Albert Einstein's birthday.
And
anyway, 2 weeks before.
Here's Oakland Park. Hello.
Hello, Oakland Park.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay.
Just another fool for the city here of Oakland Park, where they pay not enough to get by, but just enough to keep you crawling back for more.
Uh-huh.
But, hey, I want to, remember upstate New York?
Do I remember it?
Well,
vaguely.
Is it still there?
Trying to forget.
Okay. Years ago, back in the late 70s, and I was up there, we worked at a grocery store, and they had a beer called Schmitz.
Right.
You remember any?
Now, which was it? Wegmans? Was it the A&P?
It was an IGA.
Oh, IGA. Oh, that's one of my favorites too. We had IGA in Canandaigua.
But if you drink enough of that beer, you'd wind up with something called the Schmitz.
That is correct. That's why that's how it's got its name.
Oh, great. But all right, well, keep up the good work.
Okay,
and,
I'll see you in Geneva.
Remember, get beer.
Okay.
Or here's the got beer.
Whatever. 567. That's what Luis always says. Get a beard. Yeah, that's what he says. What does that mean? Oh, she was beautiful, so naive, so like out of touch with the real world. Mariah Carey, beard. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yes, Roger.
Roger, yes.
Yes, how you doing?
Roger,
This is Carlos.
Yes, Carlos.
And the reason why I'm calling is about the marijuana pot smoking thing.
The marijuana pot smoking thing?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Well, I heard on last week on TV, on the MTV News, they were talking about the reason why marijuana is still illegal is because the government of the United States can control the taxes on it. They can't tax
taxes on it, right?
Yeah, well, so I really believe that is true because, I mean, the alcohol, they get their money out of it. And that's
well, let me
why
ask you this. Can't the government control cigarettes? I mean, that's wacky tobacco. I mean, can they tax the hell out of that now to try to pretend that they're making people quit smoking, so they goose the taxes way up on it? Why can't they do that with the wicked weed?
You're exactly right. So they can't tax weed. That's why they make it illegal, because everybody does it anyway.
That's right.
Right?
And that's why they want to throw your ass in jail. Correct. That's right.
All right. Well, that's all I had to say, Roger. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you, Carlos.
Bye.
Welcome to the Carlos and Roger Show. 5670560, pound 560. It's Roger Neal on the radio here. I like that a little bit better. It's got a better sound to it. Oh, that wig. In fact, maybe you could have people trying on that wig and take snapshots Saturday. I'm serious. In fact, I noticed that thing is moving around by itself now on the countertop. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
As far as my vote goes, yes.
Uh-huh.
I only call you about every 2 years.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, I got a loaded question for you.
Okay.
What's the difference between no contest and not guilty on a drug case?
On a drug case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I don't know.
I mean, if you plead no contest.
I don't know. Are you asking me, or is this?
I'm asking you seriously. I'm asking you. It's a serious question.
I don't know. On a drug case?
On no contest, what's the deal?
No contest means you just you waive. You do whatever they want you to do.
So it's not the same as not guilty then.
Not technically, no.
But what can they do? What can they do to you?
Throw your ass in jail? I don't know. What kind of a drug charge?
Very little, very minor.
I'd say 10, 15 years. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Out of town line 877-785-6345. Here's a lady in Kendall. Hello.
Hi, Roger.
Yes, lady.
How are you?
Okay. That's Carlos.
I'm Carolyn. I used to fact
Oh, that's close to Carlos. Carolyn, same starts with the same three letters. How do you like that?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Nothing could be finer than speaking to Carolina.
I'm feeling real bad about the bird.
Yeah.
I think the last time
Yeah.
was the last time he was on when you were over in Fort Myers or Tampa.
In Tampa, yeah, we did that week of shows over there because they were putting in new studios for us and new equipment, and so they put us in a place over there so we didn't have to work with messed up equipment like we have to here every day.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to call and give my. I liked the bird,
Yeah, we had a good time for a long
Data
time.
was fabulous.
Right.
Data was really funny, the three of you.
Right. It was great. That was a great show.
Yeah, it was a
In
great
spite of what
show.
George says.
Yeah, it was, George. Okay, see you, Roger.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Carol. Whatever your name is.
Why are you doing that to me?
What?
Saying that I said all these things.
You have been ripping him every chance you get.
I said he sucked on the air.
Right.
And I'm not going to stop
he
saying that
sucked
just
off
because
the
he
air.
died.
I don't really know what he always claimed to like Phoebe Cates. Remember what he said his taste in women was? Boyish and goyish?
Yeah.
That was his favorite line. I think the boyish part may have been. I really don't know. And I don't care. Does it make a difference now?
No.
No. I don't know what his thing really was, nor do I care. That's his business. Everybody's banana business is their own business. Yeah, I'm opening up a banana business. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. See, this country can't, between the marijuana thing and the guy's banana business, that's the problem in this country. They can't mind their own business. The obvious answer is when somebody asks you a personal question for which it's none of their, just say none ya. That's all, none ya. In addition to the Democrats and Republicans, we have the none ya party. None your business. In fact, that's a good answer to the Republicans, none ya, who want to stick their nose in your bedroom and all over the place, and they talk about, well, we're the reform or the reformers. We're the real reform party. We're reformers, yeah. They want to reform all the citizenry and put their ass in jail. So that Pat Robertson and Jerry Falwell and little Jim Baker can come by and give them a few lashes, whip them into shape. And maybe Bob Jones the turd. Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Listen, I was thinking about that new charity this year. Maybe you might consider Big Brothers and Big Sisters. That's a upright organization, and that money would help send a lot of single-parent kids to summer camp.
Yeah.
And they run that thing pretty tight. They change the officers every couple of years.
Now, they don't get a bunch of pedophiles in there, do they?
No.
Because I worry about that.
Oh, no. They have all straight people, and then there's not.
Well, what do you mean by that? In other words, all straight people? You're suggesting that there are more gay pedophiles than there are straight pedophiles?
No.
Well, all straight people.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyhow, that's
well, I guess you answered that. I don't think so. Okay, scratch off Big Brothers and Big Sisters from our list. Okay, George, scratch it off. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Yeah, we're scratching it right now, sir. Here's Pompano. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Okay.
Hey, give him a chance, Neil. Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Anyway.
No.
Okay. What do you think about yay or nay strong mayor?
What do I think about what? No. Absolutely, positively. No.
Okay.
Vote no on that legislative question number 1. Vote no. No.
Okay.
Wayne Hypinga is for it. That means we're against it. The Sun Sentinel's for it. That means we're against it. Ken Jenney wants to be it. That means we're definitely against it. We already got a dictator as the sheriff. The last thing we need to do is empower him to make him the goddamn king of the universe in Broward County. Just say no, sir.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Hey, did you read that article in the paper about Jeb Bush?
About Jeb Bush one?
Where one of his senators called him a woolly mammoth or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just easier to say
he's an asshole.
Yeah, he's an asshole. It's a lot simpler. Have a great day, pal.
Thank you.
And don't say asshole again, because the guy over there in Port St. Lucie or wherever the hell it was. I keep calling that Port St. Lucie. That's up the coast on the east. Why do I keep saying that? Punta Gorda. I've been through Punta Gorda real fast on I-75. That's the way to check out most of those places on the West Coast. Real fast, just floor it. Go about 95 on 75. Or is it you go 75 on 95? I forget. 26 after 1 at 560 WQAM.
Panthers hockey only on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Floridians, dumb as dirt.
Goodbye, Dan Marino. About time you should go and enjoy all that money you made from your restaurant, and not to mention a free place to be. A new gig on ESPN and product endorsements. That should be enough for you. So don't complain. You're way too goddamn old to play that game.
Yes.
And we'll see one day in the Hall of Fame a pair of joker lips. And the Dolphins would prefer to have a criminal come instead.
All right.
Everybody talks about you like you're dead anyway. And the tears fill the craters in Hydanga's face. How's it feel to be dead? Goodbye, Glenn the bird. You're dead, I heard. You cackled your left cackle, and now we can hear something else and just play anything at all. Can't pick up a mobile call. No, we just can't stand it. When you were supposing those times when he was gone, but now the time has come for you to sign on. If it was up to me to do your eulogy, I would just do the cackle line.
$133 at 560 WQAM. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil, there's only one thing I'd like to say. The most arrogant asshole in Broward County is Preston Hen. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. And I wouldn't say the most, but he's sure right up there near the top of the list.
Uh-huh.
And his good buddy Nick Navarro. Good choice, sir, okay? And by the way, it stunk like hell in that swap shop. Remember those good old days we used to have to do those appearances at the swap shop just so I would have to sit there and smell the elephant crap, the elephant schmidt? Oh, God. Classy crowd in there, too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm not really sure which I enjoyed the most, the swap shop or those flea markets. That's a tough one. Let's take a poll on that one day. Here's Miami. Hello.
Yes, Neil?
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to mention that today is, according to the Gregorian calendar, the celebration.
Okay. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Get some help, sir, okay? Get some help, Mr. Einstein. He makes a hell of a bagel, too, I hear. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Neil, I swear, you need medication. Listen, in regards to that call that you had a little earlier, and he was talking about no contest or a small drug arrest.
Yeah.
What happens with that? Usually, that's dispositioned out as a diversionary process. And what that means in simple language is that he will probably go to court. They'll probably send him out to a program for 364 days, a drug program.
Yeah, man.
Or he'll end up on probation. My next statement is this.
Yes.
How effective, how involved is the liquor industry in keeping marijuana illegal?
I would say as equally involved as the people in the Bahamas are in keeping casino gambling out of Florida. Same thing. Bad, yeah, it's bad for business.
Neil, have a good day.
And back to you.
All right.
That's right. The booze people, they don't want you to be able to smoke this legal. You can go out there and get drunk and go and kill a bunch of people. We read those stories every single day. We get people killed, these DUIs and DWIs and DIIs, and I'm dying over here every day. Not too many stories about people stoned out of their minds because they smoked too much pot and went out there and killed people driving like lunatics. Very, very. Did I read any of those stories lately?
No.
No. But don't confuse the government with that, because the public, a sufficient portion of the public has been brainwashed into believing that the wicked weed is indeed that. Wicked, evil. That's right. All you kids out there, it's bad. Just remember that.
Yeah, man.
It'd be bad. And what do they say in that spot? Try it, you'll like it. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Orlando. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
I'm driving around with my windows down up here in Orlando listening through the static, and it really is sad that Glenn passed away. I started to listen to you guys when you were on Zeta, and, you had Captain Dave and the Bird, and It really was the best. In your opinion, was that the best time, the prime of your show?
Yeah, we had a great time. That year was just really something. Plus, it was on FM, and we actually had a living and breathing audience automatic instead of having to beg for them to turn over to AM, which most people under the age of 100 do not listen to AM radio. So it's how I've survived on AM in this town, I have no idea. It's not the place to be.
I was in my early 20s, and I never would have discovered you if you weren't on FM.
Right.
And I'm sure nowadays a lot of people don't even know that you're around.
That's correct. Well, with all this heavy-duty promotion we do here at QAM,
I want to give you a kiss.
It's just a matter of time.
Do you have the cards of the Bird, not just to laugh, but like when you guys used to do the Godfather voice, or you did the Godfather voice, and the Brian from the ice cream store and all that? You don't have any of those tapes?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
My good friend Pete Bolger, I'm sure, has got all those old tapes, but we don't have them.
Yeah.
Maybe some people in the audience. Somebody faxed me a thing yesterday and said that she had some old tapes. Maybe she'll send me the cassettes.
Oh, I hope so. What's the main reason George didn't like them? Is it just shtick or what?
He's asking a question,
shtick.
George.
What is it that I didn't like about what?
Why is it you didn't like the Bird?
As your co-host?
I don't know. He's asking just a general
I
question.
thought that year on IOD, he destroyed the show. He
Yeah.
had a problem with everything that you were trying to do.
Right.
You don't need a laugh track.
Right. What about on Zeta?
And he stabbed you in the
What
back
about on
constantly
Zeta?
while you were on vacation.
Right.
What am I
What do
missing?
you mean while I was on vacation? He used to do it when I went downstairs to take a crap.
At every opportunity,
right.
he would put everyone on the air that you banned from the show.
Right, that's correct.
For long lengths of time.
And they would suck up to him, and he would suck back. Right. But other than that, did you like him?
Oh,
yeah, he's
the
a great guy.
electronics, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of having people on your show, like a cast of characters like Howard does?
No.
Or you work alone?
I work alone.
Yeah. Okay.
Have a great day, pal.
Same to you.
Okay. No, I don't want no cast of characters. I don't want no sidekick. I don't want anybody else in here unless they look really, really good and cooperate. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line.
Can't beat that gator meat.
Republican hypocrites hate. Don't do as I do what I say. The Democrats don't go for that, but just the same, they're full of crap. And you don't care anyway. That's their cousins, political cousins all the way. Crooked and pre-connect, it's never gonna change. Republican whores are anti-sex, except of course in their own bed. The Democrats are party holding and turn make them lose control. Why get all upset? They're all cousins, political cousins, and you're fine. They lie alike and cheat alike and never turn down a bribe. You and all the fun, yes, they're cousins. The same of both sides.
All right. It's 1:43 at 560 WQAM. Here's our last poll result before we get out of here. Should marijuana be legalized? 264 said yes. 57 said no. 82.2% said yes. And 57, that's 17.7% said
no.
That's shocking to you? Almost 20% said
no.
Okay, well, that's our audience, too. Very sad. Anyway, here's, before we get into the NHL trades, Beasley Broadcasting stock, as of only moments ago, 11 15/16, down a quarter. Wonder what the people in this building that have all that Beasley stock are walking around saying.
Only $50.
Probably. 11 15/16. Speaking of charity, it says, please consider contributing to my fund to help recoup my legal expenses and find the real killers of your new neighbor, Orenthal J. Simpson. All right. Now, here's the hockey trades. I don't see any Florida Panthers on here. I got a whole list. Well, let's see. This is the March. They're not. Today's the 14th, right? Last time I checked.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. The Edmonton Oilers acquired German Titov from the Pittsburgh Penguins for Joseph Baranek. Atlanta Thrashers got Ed Ward from the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim for future considerations. Already toured the Carolina Hurricanes, got Sandy McCarthy, that crazy Indian from Philadelphia, for Kent Manderville. Mighty Ducks of Anaheim acquired Corey Hirsch from the Nashville Predators for future considerations, and that's it. And the Panthers' big move, they got rid of Chris Wells.
Oh!
That's it. Hour and 15 minutes to go before the trading deadline. And BM, I think he's doing the old BM right now. He's just not moving it. Here's a mobile in Boynton Beach. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir?
Hey, how are you, buddy?
Okay.
Hey, listen, as for the ganja thing, yes. You can put me down for another vote. And I'm so sick and tired of people talking about Dan Marino all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fat posse in
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out of town line, 877. What did he say? He's a fat what?
Posse.
Posse. Well, good. Let's get the posse out and go doing some coon hunting, man. I have no idea what that guy's talking. Was he going to say pussy? You can't say pussy, so posse, I guess. We could say ussy. Yeah, let's just knock the first letter off some of the words that we can't say more, like ussy and unt. Yeah. What's wrong with that? And ock. Yeah, like, what's his name?
Roy!
Had a big ock. That's what somebody down in sales used to tell me.
Lee Cutler?
Yeah, Lee Cutler used to tell me that all the time. Anyway, yeah, that might not be bad. I mean, we got Schmidt, because you see, that one wouldn't work. There's some words that don't work with that. They have to inject another letter. But you got to get around this whole FCC business until, of course, we go on the internet in a few days. And then we'll start getting some practice. Here's a mobile implantation. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay.
You can't believe what I just saw.
What is
in
that?
Plantation, speed trap, you got a sergeant, plantation police sergeant, sitting in a chair on
That's
Broward
all they
Boulevard.
do. That's all they do. Where was it? Broward Boulevard and where?
Just west of State Road 7. You got about 8 motorcycle police officers, and the sergeant is sitting in a chair with the radar gun.
Isn't that great?
Unbelievable.
Where the hell are they when you need them? Where are they doing a little residential patrolling, making you feel safe in the hood? No, they're not doing that. They're out there with their goddamn radar guns. That's all they know in Plantation.
Take care, Neil.
Thank you. Thanks for the good news. And you wonder why I didn't bother calling the Plantation cops after that little episode Thursday night? I wouldn't waste the time. I wouldn't waste the effort. Especially with that chief they got down there. Boy, that chief, what kind of stuff is he on anyway? The chief in Plantation, whose middle name is 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out of town lines open 877-785-6345. Maybe we'd like to have somebody apply to be the bird on the show, get a sidekick out here on the show. What? What are you laughing about? Maybe like Chris, what was his name again? Klein?
Yeah.
He'd be good on the side. Or maybe on his back. Here's Miami. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I used to be on your talk show,
Once
once in a while.
Yeah.
Regarding drugs. Or,
You used to be on my show as a guest?
Yeah, way, long time ago.
Boy.
Yeah, believe me.
Would I remember who you are?
Yeah, you probably would.
Okay, but you don't want to say who it is.
Yeah, it's Jerry Ehrenberg.
Oh, Jerry Ehrenberg, from one of those phony police organizations. How you doing, Jerry?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I went to Netherlands and studied their.
I'll bet you did.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, they have it under control.
Yeah.
They don't arrest anyone on drugs.
Right.
And I asked them why we don't have that in the United States, because our jails we're releasing serious criminals in order to.
Because we have to have more room for the weed people. That's correct.
Because they get 7 years or more for drug use.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't make a lot of sense. But what they do in the Netherlands does, and so know how to tell Barry McCaffrey.
Well, they leave everybody alone in the Netherlands. See, we don't know how to do that here. They leave everybody alone, as you know.
Yes, and I went up there to High Times to, as I say, their guest to see how that runs.
Mm-hmm.
But in any event, I'd also like to get an address. I can send you a book on firearms and another one on Pirates in Blue. I think you'd find it interesting.
Pirates in what?
Pirates in Blue.
Pirates in Blue.
Yeah. The story of the Miami Police Department.
Oh, okay. Yeah, George will give you the address.
Yeah, please.
Thanks, Jerry. Hang on. Okay, take care of old Jerry there for us. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. It's 11 before 2 at QAM. 226 say yes, marijuana should be legalized, and 46 say no way, Jose. Are you people crazy? They say 46 said no. Oh, wait a minute, that's not the newest one. 57 now said no. 264 to 57. Nearly 20% said no. Because we're brainwashed and we believe it's evil and harmful, and how dare you put this on the air? That's my response.
Oh, Alonzo, you're so big.
Okay, fellas, let's give it up for Hillary. Remember, all the girls went for tips or champagne back there in the senator's room.
I'll take my Marinette to the island and the Bronx. Not to mention Chapter 1 and if you I'll take Batavia, Marshall, and
Okay, 155 to 560. WQAM. Let's, here's a mobile in Sarasota. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to put a recommendation in for male circumcision.
Yeah.
It seems to me.
What does that mean? A recommendation?
Well, I guess biblically, Adam was not circumcised.
Yeah. And
Jesus was.
yeah. And
And
Let me ask you something. Are you like, is this like a suggestion that we should raise money for mental health this fall, or what? What's the point? Or is there no point?
the point is that it's a modification of the human body that aesthetically is desirable.
Is what? It's desirable? Well, listen, I hope you find one. Here's a mobile in Port St. Lucie. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Hey, I accidentally called J&O and Johan says hi.
Who?
Johan.
I have no idea who that is.
From Randy Rhodes show.
I don't know Johan.
Okay. Hey, I just got out of rehab, and 90% of the people in there for alcohol. I didn't hear one story versus marijuana.
There you go.
Alcohol puts you in jail, kills you.
Right.
And I say no to alcohol and yes to marijuana.
All right. Okay, bro.
Right.
Good luck.
Neil, bless you.
Okay.
Bye.
God bless me. That's what he said. And it just makes all the sense in the world if you just listen to reason. Just listen to reason. All the people that are drinking their guts out. When you go to a goddamn ball game, a hockey game, any kind of a sporting event, they're drinking their guts down. They're not smoking a wicked weed. And they're driving home, and people are saying, oh, my God, let's get out of here before these lunatics get out there on a highway. If they were smoking a little number there, would anybody be nervous about it?
No.
No. No, they would not. In fact, I think that's the only way we're going to get people out to the Panther games from now on. All the home games from now to the rest of the season, there will be free weed for everybody over the age of 15 that comes in. Or everybody over the age of 13 gets a free pin joint when they come in. Huh? And then, of course, instead of throwing those stupid T-shirts up into the crowd, the Panther Patrol are going to start throwing lids up in the crowd. That's right. Not the ones you put on your soda cans. Those cost extra. Right. What's wrong with that? And then, of course, the grand prize will be a pound. Yeah, not an ounce, a pound.
Oh!
For each section. Each section gets its own pound. In Cleveland, they got the dog pound. We have our own pound at the hockey games. Bring a whole bunch of people out there. What do you say? That's going to bring the fans out.
Yeah, man.
You bet your sweet ass it will. And believe me, to watch that crap, you've got to be smoking something lately. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, this show is sweet.
Yeah.
And I'm a teen, and I think they should legalize it because more people will stop because they will do it just because people smoke.
Right. Are you smoking some right now? You smoking your mom's reefer now? What are you doing?
Yeah, me and my friend here are smoking out.
Okay. Watch out for those seeds, man.
All right.
Okay, good luck. See, there's a young punk who's just smoking a wicked weed right now. What do you think?
Oh!
And be sure and pick those seeds out of your friend's
rectum,
because, man, those things will kill you if they get in there too deep. Well, now, what are you laughing about? That's the truth. Don't let those seeds... Remember that song? Don't let the seeds get in your... how'd that go? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, let's do Memphis by... that was so sad yesterday. You know, I sat here in shock that one guy... Walking in Memphis, which was that song they used to play on the coast all the time. And Woody in Memphis, that's the song that was the parody of. But it had nothing to do with Johnny Rivers in Memphis or Chuck Berry. It's a different song. Oh, yeah, but Mark, what was the guy's name that sang? Mark Scheinbaum, I think. What was his name? Mark in the Dark? I don't even have